anybody who is wondering what we're talking about, a couple of days ago, a bunch of very popular douchebags posted a video entitled "We Rank the First Episodes of Every Year's Most Popular Anime." And as some of you can probably see, it did not go over well. So, I have created my own tier list with as many of the entries as I could find from somebody named Rev Says Desu's video of it. I will link it to here. I will link it to you in the chat in just a moment because I forgot to prepare that. I am doing this very last minute as I was not prepared at all. So please forgive me on that for that. So he covered a little bit of some of them we will be talking about here. They talk about Solo Leveling, Angel Beats, Astro Boy, Berserk, Fairy Tail, all the classics that you would expect. So, I suppose we could just wait a couple of minutes to let people filter in for a little bit, so I'm not just talking to myself. Let's see. What else can we talk about until then? Well, I have a new job, actually. I'm very excited about it. It may or may not be paying incredibly well, and what can I say? Who knows? Who cares? It looks like we've got a couple people in, so who wants to start? I know I do. I don't like silence. So let's watch these douchebags and their just awful, awful opinions. Oh, actually, there's the video right there. Yeah, that's the video discussing it. Rev's a good guy. He's a pretty cool guy.
Today we're going through 100 years of anime history,
ranking the most popular anime from each year to decide once and for all
the best anime of the century, meaning...
I hate you. I hate myself for watching this. Jesus Christ, that intro is so much worse than Rev said it was. Oh, fuck me. Oh, fuck me. Okay, let's go over this. Okay.
Cade! Me and Jeremy.
Hey, yo, it's Team Ethan Gianni, bro.
What's up,
We
man?
always go crazy!
You are the most basic, stereotypical douchebags I have met since high school.
That's a little too crazy.
Yeah, okay.
We're starting with this.
Well,
It's on YouTube and it's 35 seconds long.
Whoa! That fight scene was crack.
It was 30 seconds. It was about some sushi chef with like octopus arms. That anime is F tier.
Okay. Instant History, was it? I don't remember which... Oh, yes, this one was probably it. This will go in the I'm sorry I haven't watched it tier. I know, big surprise, I haven't seen every anime in history, so we have a very special exclusive tier just for that. I haven't watched a lot of these earlier ones, I apologize, but I have seen my fair share of anime, and I guarantee you I've seen more than this guy ever has. So, let's continue. Otogi Manga Calendar.
This first one is Otogi Manga Calendar.
There's honestly not too much going on here that grabs my attention besides some little tune playing in the background and a still frame of some character looking at a painting. It's not looking good so far for him.
Otogi Manga Calendar, which one was that again on this list? Okay, I'll find it later.
Anime. This is going directly into the F tier category.
E are gonna be...
Again, I haven't seen it. I know, big surprise, I haven't seen that one either. And I also don't know which one of these is Otogi Manga Calendar. I mean, I recognize most of these, I just don't recognize one of these as that black and white. Is that black and white one?
Watching. Our very first one is called Tetsuwan Atom. Yeah. So, Tetsuwan Atom, let's go. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, my bad.
I don't think they understand this. This is gonna be good. This is
Guys,
gonna be
that
good.
was Astro Boy.
Oh,
That was Astro
come
Boy,
on,
my
bro.
man.
Oh,
Okay.
you pressed the wrong one.
Why is it Astro Boy?
Why is
Tetsuo
Tetsuo Adam is Astro Boy?
Okay, like I'm trying to take it.
I knew that was Astro Boy. Even I know that meant Astro Boy.
Seriously, but look at this Looney Tunes ass fall. He's abandoning his son, and then it's literally just like, it's like, come on. So Astro Boy from 19.
You come on. It's a classic. Have you guys never seen the original Mickey Mouse cartoons? They're great.
1963.
I give it an absolute bottom of the barrel F tier.
F tier.
Okay. So I will admit I have not seen that original animation of Astro Boy, but I did grow up watching some of it, just not that one in particular. And I would at the very least put it in B tier, if not low A tier. It is a very, very good series, and it was a great movie, in my opinion. I would never dare put that in F tier, and it only gets worse from here. Fuck you guys. You tasteless assholes.
Bottom of F tier.
Big X.
Oh, I should have, there's an old college humor clip of, I should have prepared that. Just as a guy screaming, "You're a tasteless asshole" at Nicolas Cage. It was hilarious. I should have prepared that as this, like, soundboard for me to say during this. I would have clicked it every 5 seconds.
Man, big dookie, bro.
Big stinky, bro. Like, bro, you're telling me people used to watch this?
I'm actually upset that I watched it.
But it was just beyond bad. Like, this anime shouldn't have been made, bro.
Again, I don't know it, but I would never dare say that unless I actually knew what the hell I was watching. If I recall correctly, this is Big X, and I'm going to put it, I'm sorry I haven't watched it. I bet I upset some people with that. Hello, Best Shahid. Thank you very much for coming in. I hope you enjoy your stay. We are watching some tasteless assholes, as that guy screaming at Nicolas Cage said.
Alright, this next anime we're watching is from Jungle Taiti Kimba the White Lion.
It starts off with a looks-maxing white lion that rules a jungle, and immediately falls into a trap trying to save his wife and future kid, and then dies. Now after this, the lion's wife gives birth by the help of some rat doctors on a cruise ship, and gives birth to a white lion that suspiciously looks like a rat.
Yeah, well, we're going D tier for that one.
Alright guys, we're on the year 1966. Our anime is Osomatsu-kun. When is it gonna get in color? I'm being serious.
We sat down and actually paid attention while watching this.
Oh my gosh, I think Jeremy died. Now, I know for some reason a guy was dressed up as a dog. Why?
Okay, so, Jungle Taite. I didn't prepare that one. And, yeah, no, I didn't prepare that one. I would put in, I'm sorry I haven't watched it. Osomatsu-kun is what we're talking about now. I haven't prepared that one either. No, okay, I can't add that. Okay. Let's just continue on like normal.
Why is the dog talking? Why is the dog is talking? What? The dog is a dude! What the hell? Osomatsu-kun. Jeremy, what are we giving it?
Below Astro Boy, bottom of the bottom.
Bottom of the bottom of the bottom of F tier.
Speed Racer?
Haven't seen it either. Fuck you guys for saying that. I can guarantee that already.
No! It's colored! Guys, it's colored! Honestly, a big upgrade from Big X, bro. Big X, I'm still traumatizing me to this day.
On the S tier list, I wouldn't even give it F tier because at least it's bearable. I'll give it D.
So the first one in color is the first one he put above D tier. Also, Speed Racer is a fucking classic. Even I know that. I haven't seen it either, but I would at least put Speed Racer again. It's one I hadn't prepared, and seems like adding to this is going to be harder than I thought. I thought I could just drag and drop images. Of course I can't. But at very least put it in B or A tier. Probably A tier, from what I have seen of it. You guys are idiots.
So now it is time for me and Ethan to watch Cyborg 009. Alright, so Ethan and I just got done watching it, and it was good. It was black and white. high D.
I'll do like D plus, bro. Like,
All right, we'll put it high D too.
Alright, guys, we're watching Dodo.
I haven't seen Cyborg either. I think I prepared that one in here. Yep, here it is, Cyborg 009. I have not seen it. Big surprise.
Dodo, whatever the hell it's called, just off starting with some great rain animation.
This one was okay. This one wasn't bad. It had promise.
It did have promise.
Watching it, you could definitely see where a lot of modern anime things come from. For what it was,
So much better than the
so
past
much
two
better. I think it gets like a high C to low B.
I agree.
So you see potential in it, but you still rank it. Here's S, here's A, here's B, here's C, which is only 2 steps up from F compared to where the good stuff is up here. So you still rate it bad, but you saw potential in it. The only time I would ever rate something as bad, but I saw potential, is if I finished the fucking thing. This is first impressions. You absolute idiots. Also, no, I was not aware that Dororo would be on here. I would put it in, I'm sorry I haven't watched it. But it's a whole... But still, like, what the fuck is... I can't even comment on them being douchebags anymore. We're not even 3.5 minutes in and I'm already desensitized to their nonsense.
High C.
Why are you so excited?
Next anime we're watching
Can you at least sit the fuck up?
is Ashito no Joe. This is
Ashita no Joe. I believe I did prepare that one. I can't remember. Oh wait, was this Ashita no Joe? Damn it, they're all cropped. Okay.
one of the best sports mangas ever. So the first episode better be freaking good. I'm not even joking. I say this is a C tier anime. The other first episodes didn't have the substance, bro. This one had like the hook. It was still.
This one had substance. You were told this is one of the greatest anime ever made. You admit it has substance. It has something to do with it. So what do you rank it? C tier. You still call it fucking bad. Great. Good for you. Good for you, you absolute tools. Good for fucking you. Ashita no Joe. Anybody here recognize any of these as Ashita no Joe? Because I know it's one of the ones I had prepared for. No. Okay. I think this is Ashita no Joe? Yeah, I think this is Ashita no Joe. I have not seen it. Big surprise.
It was still kind of boring, but it was not bad.
Next anime we're watching is Lupin the Third.
If it wasn't bad, why was it in the bad tier? Look, we got amazing, or we got super, amazing, good, not good, bad, unwatchable. C tier is bad.
Yeah, we recognize this character, and we're giving
Lupin
this
the
anime a
Third
little
is
bit more
one of the
respect,
ones
so
I
we're
heard
only
about.
going to put it at 1.5 times speed.
Lupin's girlfriend.
Right. These people watch it at 1.5 times speed. I remember being upset about it. This one is Lupin the Third. I have not seen it. But if you have to watch something, Jesus Christ, dude, you guys are fat as fuck. And your room is hideous. And why is there a random ladder? I'm just noticing that fucking ladder. And get off your phones. And also, what else can I bitch about here? Because I'm offended at all of you. I bet you don't even know what that says and has English subtitles underneath it. Jesus, you're some fat fucks, though. Well, of course you need to watch it 1.5 times speed. It's the only thing you ever get close to. It's the closest you'll ever get to running.
I think, gets captured and starts getting tortured by the bad guy. But before it goes any further, Lupin outsmarts the guy and saves the day until he's betrayed by his girl, but then ends up with her in the end. It's honestly very confusing, but as you can see, the foundations were laid and it leads to what it is today.
Honestly, that sounds like a fucking movie. I'm not sure how you do that in 20 minutes. That's a good thing. That's me saying that in a good way. In a good way, I don't see how you would do that in 20 minutes.
And it's going in the D category.
It was good. Foundations were laid. Terrible! Of course. What amazing critics here. These are like the people who watch the bad Marvel movies and called them a 6 out of 10 or a 7 out of 10. Fuck, didn't She-Hulk get a 9 out of 10? I'm waiting for them to get something actually bad like Noreen and call it S tier.
Wait, Jeremy, what do we have? What is that? What is that, Jeremy?
Color! We have color!
You know.
Why are you so excited about color? I mean, yeah, color is nice. Color is nice, but color does not make for a good movie. Also, Devilman Crybaby, I've had nearly every single girlfriend I've ever had that insisted I watch X anime or whatever. Devilman Crybaby has always been on the list. I have not seen it, but from what I have heard, I would put it in B tier or higher if I were just to guess on the quality. But no, I have not seen it.
It was in color. I was hoping for something good. And then.
Okay, Jeremy.
I'm gonna call up my ex-girlfriend and tell her where you live. Oh God. Also, why are you censoring feet? I mean, I'm not into feet, nor do I want anything to do with you. But are you admitting that feet are a fetish? Because your videos sound a lot like they're for ADHD TikTok children. I don't think they'd be into your fucking feet, dude. Get over yourself.
Guys, Devilman.
Why do you keep changing rooms? That's probably a stupid question. I don't know. I just feel like bitching about these guys.
Animation was pretty good for
They're
being so
hateable.
old.
Very,
Except
very
the one
hateable.
problem was just how bad the characters and the overall story was.
It was bad.
It was bad. Devilman's going in D tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna call my ex-girlfriend. We're gonna have a talk. You know what? Maybe I will watch Devilman Crybaby just to spite these guys.
Get out of here, Devilman.
You finished Doraemon. You know, yeah, the first episode was Lost in Time, 1973, and we watched 2 minutes of it.
No, just slideshows. Doraemon's F tier. Doraemon's F tier.
Alright, Sam, what's our...
Again, I have not seen Doraemon. It goes in, I'm sorry I haven't watched it, but I guarantee you it's better than F tier.
next
Our
anime?
next one is Fortnite.
Fortunate?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Fortnite, this video is sponsored by Epic Games. Go to the Fortnite item shop and check out the One Punch Man items before they're gone. By the way, they put One Punch Man in C tier. These fuckers put One Punch Man in C tier, yet they're sponsored for a Fortnite One Punch Man event. I didn't even realize that. I was just wanted to comment on the fact that these people were sponsored by Fortnite Kids, or a channel for Fortnite Kids. And who could have guessed? Who could have guessed that these douchebags were determined to be prime audience for Fortnite Kids? I never would have guessed. I am shocked and befuddled. I mean, my mind is blown. How could I have ever guessed that? No, I still can't rewind. No, YouTube has been having a bug that's been screwing with me for weeks, so I can't fast forward or rewind or even use spacebar to pause.
Like Fortnite, the game?
Dude, this is a video about anime, not video games.
No, Fortnite.
I'm just gonna play it.
Wait, isn't that Saitama?
Why are we here? Only to suffer. I was right. These are the people who put One Punch Man in C tier, by the way. The people geeking about Saitama put One Punch Man in C tier. I'm getting the impression of hypocrites. Anybody else here getting that impression? Just me? Do we care? No.
Thanks to Epic Games for sponsoring this video.
Yup, like we said, Saitama's officially come to Fortnite experiences, including Battle Royale and the new mode Blitz. So go do some Fortnite gritty. Oh my god, you're great! Double pumps, or what the kids are doing nowadays. Squad up with your favorite characters like Saitama, Genos, and Terrible Tornado, and use 3 new...
Tornado's nice. Tornado's pretty cool. I mean, I love Saitama and Genos, but I was not expecting a terrible Tornado skin. Blizzard would be better, though.
Pickaxes, backlinks, and emotes, along with a new glider, instrument, and wrap. Guys, that's like crazy value there. Our personal favorite character, and usually the one we like to run, is Saitama, just because we relate to his early male...
If you like Saitama so much, why did you put One Punch Man in C tier? Why did you put One Punch Man in C tier? I just want to talk. I just want to talk. Also, I can also relate to early male pattern baldness.
Pattern baldness that's found in most men. Also Genos because he's really cool. And also Terrible Tornado because she's really cool too. I'm going bald. And back on the track of more happy things, make sure to check out the new One Punch Man inspired cosmetics from the Jackal vehicle. So head over to the Fortnite item shop today and check out the awesome new One Punch Man cosmetics before they're gone.
Dude, that was easily the best one.
I don't see how we're gonna top that. S tier?
S tier.
If Saitama in Fortnite is S tier, why is One Punch Man going to be put in C tier? Huh? Also, you really are just a pudgy fuck, aren't you?
Alright, on to the next one. Feel bad for Heidi. She has a really tough grandpa.
Now I think this is where anime started developing a little bit more, but the pacing is
Get the fuck off your phones. This is your job.
still very much an issue. But even with all the joyfulness and the wholesomeness that Heidi has, it's still going in the C tier, which is honestly pretty good for an anime that old.
Jeremy, for Robot
I haven't seen it. Big surprise.
UFO Grenade or whatever it's called, we got an intro. After the letdown and stinker that was Devilman, we're hoping that you...
AA's gonna kill you. She gonna kill you.
UFO can bring this back up. Sorry again to the 4 fans of this show. Are you serious? Wait. Jeremy. Wake up.
UFO Robo Grandizer.
Boring.
I'm running out of shit to say to insult these guys. How many times have I just insulted them for being fat again? I don't know. Haven't seen it. Big surprise. I won't comment on its quality. I guarantee you it's better than boring. You could have at least... This is your job. It was 20 minutes.
Overall, I would probably give this one D, but middle D.
Yeah, D.
Candy! Hey.
Speaking of candy, has anybody ever seen Happy Sugar Rush? I really liked that one. Yeah, no, I really like that anime. Can we get anybody talking to me in chat about it so that I can stop watching these fools? Anybody? No? Okay. I'll go back to suffering.
Yeah, that's just trash.
Okay, that was a pretty decent joke. That was an alright joke, but that's only because the standards are... all the way down here.
Denji Machine Volts got into it fast. Aliens invaded the Earth and the world was ending in the first episode, bro. And honestly, I can't tell you what the characters' names were and anything else about the show. This anime is easily F tier. I'm sorry.
I have prepared this one. I believe it... Yeah, it's this one right here. I haven't seen it. I know, I shocker. I know. I'm sorry to keep disappointing you guys, but I haven't seen these. I have seen this one.
Guys, me and Jeremy have an announcement.
That was the best anime
ever so far.
This one was pretty good.
Insane animation. For how old it was. Insane. Great dub voice acting.
Great dub voice
Oh
acting.
my gosh.
And
Like,
also-
the dub voice acting is perfect.
Yeah.
Future Boy Conan, you're going
I was getting excited. I thought they actually had shit to say this time. But hey, at least...
straight to A tier. Top of A.
You know what? At least they appreciate something good. Yeah, that was an alright anime that if I recall correctly from my childhood. It was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember very much, but yeah, I remembered it enough to recognize.
Let's go.
This one's decent, bro. It's like around Ashton no Joe level, a little better.
It was the best anime we watched so far. I like the little lightsaber effect, the aura of him pulling out the blade, him hopping in the suit.
We're putting that at C tier.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Best one so far. C tier. Did you just put one in A tier? Did any of you talk to each other in the making of this video? Do any of you have any idea what the fuck you're saying? Do any of you have a brain? Did the Plants vs. Zombies get to you? You possessed by some kind of demon? Am I stalling? Yes, I'm stalling. Anyways, I had it prepared somewhere here. But I can't remember which one. Let's see. Solo Leveling, Angel Beats, Berserk, Bleach, Demon Slayer. I remember. The full image of this had the name on the title, which is why I brought it, but it got cropped. Hunter x Hunter, Naruto. That's Black Clover. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Toradora, Frieren, Gurren Lagann, My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul, Evangelion. That's definitely not Gundam. Fairy Tail. This one must be Gundam. Haven't seen it.
That is it.
Guess what, Ethan?
What?
We made it to the 80s!
You know, this is actually a pretty good look for them. They should stay blurry the whole time.
I swear from the 70s to the 90s, everything was all mecha.
Who the fuck is this dude? And why is he only here now? Get a gym membership.
Anime, bro. The Space Runaway Indian opening was fire. And this one dude had a nice afro. And that will be the only compliment I'm giving this show. Pacing was absolutely horrendous, even for its time.
Just F tier, bro. Instant F tier.
Jeremy, what are we watching?
Oh, yeah, I've seen this one. F tier. That other one, haven't seen it.
We're watching Urusei Yatsura.
This is the first Gooner anime.
Wait. Where the fuck why do you keep changing rooms? Also, you have that demons here.
Urusei Yatsura.
Urusei Yatsura!
This was #1 by far.
Easily.
No debate so
Easily.
far. It's the
I'll give you guys $50 if you can tell me what Urusei Yatsura means. After watching the first episode, can any of you tell me what it means?
first one that actually had me laughing. It's the
It
first
had-
one that
Each. $50 each, my bad.
It's like the first waifu, basically.
This is going in S tier.
I'm sorry, what the fuck? First Gooner anime. S tier. I wonder if there's a coincidence.
This is going at the top of S tier, Jeremy.
I'm gonna lose my mind. My brain is rotting, guys. We've watched such trash anime for so long. It actually gets to you, bro. It's infecting my whole.
I'd call you a douchebag, but you weren't popular enough to be a douchebag. I'd put everything I have, my life savings, on you being beat up a lot in high school.
Atmosphere, bro.
This is called Macross, bro. Got me in my sleep.
Bro has been laying on the ground. He can't get up. He's paralyzed.
He wasn't sitting up to begin with. Also, Macross, I prepared that one. Yeah, here it is. I haven't seen it.
I just want some Orimo. I want some High School DxD.
You know, my friend watched High School DxD. He summarized it to me in one word. Boobs. And I think that I haven't seen it myself, but I second that assessment from what I've heard and what I've seen. I wonder, Urusei Yatsura got S tier. High School DxD, he's begging for that. I wonder, are these just a bunch of incel losers pretending to be popular boys? The answer is yes. If you didn't know that already, I don't know what else to tell you. But hey, it fucking works.
I'm putting it at D tier. It doesn't deserve to be most popular. F tier. F tier.
Unbearable. Actually, I'm gonna watch it.
Alright, we're about to watch Captain Tsubasa, which is Tsubasa. It just looks like a generic ripoff of like Blue Lock or just any soccer anime.
How did this rip off
Oh, at least he's getting caught out on. Okay, let's continue.
Blue Lock if it came before it, bro? Although the pacing is pretty trash, we put it at 2x speed. It was still fire, and I'm not.
Did he just say 2 times speed? Guys, this is your fucking job. If you can't spend, let's see, what is it? 61 to 2025, so that would be 4. If you can't spend, let's see, 49 plus 25, that would be, okay, so that would be actually a couple days. That, I guess it explains the multiple rooms. But still, do it over a week or 2 weeks. If you're that if you have that bad attention spans, do that. Work on other shit on the side. When I was working on my corporate brain rot stream, I had 3 different projects working on the side, just so I didn't burn out. I spent over 500 hours working on that for 20 people to see it. You guys can spend a couple of days without relying on 2x speed. I watched all of Naruto just to spite my sister. You guys can spend 2 days on this for your fucking jobs. Shut up, get some taste, stop fast forwarding, and just do your fucking jobs. Get a life and go to the gym. Jesus Christ. We're not even 10 minutes in, and we're 30 minutes in on the stream.
Not gonna lie, that rivalry, I actually want to watch the second episode.
The main character has a very common anime personality of wanting to be the best at something. Overall, pretty enjoyable, pretty big cliffhanger at the end. This is going straight into the C tier cat.
If it was enjoyable, why did you have to watch it on 2x speed? Or was that a different dude? I don't know. All these pasty white douchebags that are out of shape look the same to me.
Category.
Look at those pecs! Fist of the North Star? Wait, no way.
Fist of the North Star? Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard it's pretty good. Also, Captain Tsubasa. I haven't seen it. Wasn't prepared for it.
Is he gonna do the thing?
I recognize that. I thought that was from JoJo, to be honest. I'll be completely honest. I thought that was from JoJo.
Whoa! That was sick! Okay,
The sad part is I'm not even sure if they're playing it up or not. They might just be that... They might be that bad. They might be... I genuinely don't know whether or not they're playing this up.
Alright guys, the year is 1984. Jeremy, what happened?
We got Fist of the North Star. Now, here's the thing, guys.
I'm gonna give it a B tier.
I agree. It's going on top of...
That joke sucked, but hey, at least you guys have a little bit of taste. I wasn't prepared for Fist of the North Star. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's amazing.
B, though.
This is aesthetic when you think of anime 80s, bro.
Touch looked amazing, you know what I mean? We had potential for, like, you know, maybe finally something that could give us something we were wanting, and there's no subtitles.
So while everyone else used to watch these cool animes, Cade and Aiden are watching Touch with no subtitles. So we just don't...
I know a girl who didn't speak a lick of Japanese, and she knew what was going on. She didn't... I know it might be hard for you to say with your nice dreamy eyes. You're actually the most attractive guy in the bunch, I'll be honest. I don't want to scream at you to go to a gym or go outside. You look like you take care of yourself, and I will commend that. But there's a thing called using your eyes to see what's going on. And you can infer by using your brain. Your head, your brain both work. And you got a big-ass forehead, almost as big as mine, so I'm sure you can figure out what was going on without the subtitles, dude. I'm certain of it. And hey, if you really needed to, you could have paid a translator to subtitle it for you for this video, and it would have been a tax write-off for all the 55,000 views that you got for this video. And the 7,000 people hating on you and all of Twitter. This dude got twice as many videos asking you to delete this. Or twice as many views asking you to delete this. You know, maybe it wouldn't have been a good investment after all.
Don't understand anything. Touch is going D tier.
Alright, Ethan. You know what time?
It's going in D tier because you couldn't fucking understand it? What the fuck are you? You look like you should be on a sex offender registry. Okay, I'm done making fun of him.
It is
Dragon Ball time.
Dragon Ball time.
Dragon Ball.
I have seen Dragon Ball. Well, not really. I haven't watched the anime, but when I was growing up as a kid, I read the manga up to volume 17, and then my local public library didn't have the volume 18 for me, so I had to stop reading it there. I was a big fan of Dragon Ball growing up. I really liked it, and I'd love to watch it properly someday. I would put Dragon Ball, where are you? In high A tier, if not S tier, but I'm not fully aware of all of it, so I'm not going to put it in S tier since I don't know everything. If I ever finish it, maybe I'll bump it up to S tier, we'll see. Great anime, great manga, though.
I don't want anyone attacking me for what I'm about to say, but what the hell did I just watch? Go.
So how long do we think he has left to live? Because I guarantee you somebody's going to fuck this dude up.
Goku with a tail. I've never seen that before. Goku with his... You know, you just gotta watch the anime to find out, but Nirvana cover. And Bulma trying to... The 10-year-old? Are you serious? It's honestly not a very good start to the anime. This is going straight into the D tier.
So, reading as somebody who has read the manga, nothing, to my awareness, I mean, I was pretty young when I was reading it, but to my knowledge, there was never anything even remotely between Bulma and Goku, and I think you're really reading into it, because you're one of those Twitter freaks who freak out about everything, despite the fact that you apparently are desperate and down bad for Gooner anime of people in high school. I wonder what that says about you. I really do. I really fucking do. No, Bulma is with Vegeta. He gets engaged to a girl named Chi-Chi, who he accidentally proposed to, or at least accepted the marriage proposal of, back when he was 10 or 11 years old. And then gets married at a fighting competition, or at least engaged. There is nothing between these two. Oh, and fuck you. There you go, now we're done. Get off your phones, get off your laptops. Why is there a camera there? Clean up your floors.
This one was booty.
I would personally say that this goes top of C.
Top? Yeah, I just get in C. Don't put it in top or don't put it bottom. Just get in C.
Look.
So you admit C is bad. You admit C is bad. But you keep saying they're good, and you put them in C tier. I wonder if they're lying. Also, haven't seen it, wasn't prepared for it. I put in haven't watched it tier.
It's in 360p.
So we just finished Samurai Troopers. Yeah, that's going in the big F tier.
Honestly, the last one was a stinker, so let's hope this one's way
Dragon
better.
Ball. And Dragon Ball fans, we're sorry, but yeah, we're on ramen now, baby. Let's go.
Haven't seen it.
I'm not gonna lie, Ranma 1/2 caught me off guard. And that's just because it kept showing naked girls in the first episode. It's a very unique plot, with Ranma changing genders with a splash of water to do some cursed body of water or something. And even though it was made in 1989, the comedy is still great. Like, it had me and Ethan laughing. Honestly, after that...
You sure about that? Also, one second, I need to...
this, I'm gonna continue watching Ranma. Yeah, this show is a solid B tier, okay?
Well, at least he's a little more open to it, but I wonder if the naked girls had anything to do with that. What do you think? Yeah, I think so too.
Wouldn't say Yatsura is forever cemented as
Also, haven't seen it, wasn't prepared for it.
the greatest thing of all time. The aesthetic of it was actually literally made me shiver me timbers. I'm not even joking.
Oh, great.
Straight shiver me timbers.
Greatest.
Nadia, Secret of the Blue Water, whatever it's called. I'm going A tier.
Well, at least something went in A. No, I wasn't prepared for that. Haven't seen it. But you know what? With their endorsement of it, I don't think I'll be watching it.
Let's do it. Guys, I'm sorry. No. Guys, it only gets worse. It only gets worse every single.
I remember this scene. This scene was covered by Rev. I wanted to... Okay, I mean, I won't actually say that. I won't make any threats here, but... Shut the fuck up.
Single time. I don't know what I'm watching. I'm getting scared. Look at this.
Onisama E. Where is it? I believe this was Onisama E? That's Onisama, yeah. That reads Onisama.
It's about like this high school girl, bro. She gets charmed up by this like dude. This dude definitely is older, bro.
This dude looks like he's 35 with 4 kids.
Yeah, dude. This girl just started high school, bro. No.
Look, that's me and Kate right there. All the huzz are looking for us. Look at this.
They're just very pretty guys, but they're
very
just girls.
pretty guys.
So I just don't understand what the concept was, and
I've got to watch, dear brother.
So, high school girls have a crush on an older man, and you're screaming pedophile because they had a crush on an older man. Is that what I'm hearing? That's what I heard the first time around, and it didn't get better with the context. I haven't seen this, but I will have you know that lots of high school girls, and even preteens, have fetishize and have crushes on older men. That does not make the older men bad people. In fact, lots of them are very uncomfortable about it. It happened to a friend of mine. He was deeply uncomfortable. And yeah. I don't know what's so bad about that. I don't know why are you like the way you are. What is wrong with you people? I don't know the full context of the story, but from what you've said, you sound like the problem. Especially considering how you claimed that there was some romantic thing between Goku and Bulma. Like, what is wrong with you people? Also, Yu Yu Hakusho. I was prepared for that, but I don't know if I actually... Oh yeah, here it is. This is Yu Yu Hakusho, right? Yeah. I have seen this, and I would put it in B tier. I never finished it because I had other things to do, but I'd love to go back and finish it someday. I really liked it. I thought it was fun.
Always those shows that people glaze for having an amazing first episode. And Yu Yu Hakusho's first episode is a perfect example of that. Even though it was made 33 years ago, it's still such a banger. Easy A tier.
Alright, the year is 1993.
Arguably and probably the most popular basketball anime. I think it's
No, it's probably, I think it's the most popular sport. The aesthetic, music was good, intro was good. Slam dunk, A tier.
A tier.
Guys, Sailor Moon. Hunter.
I haven't seen Slam Dunk, wasn't prepared for it. Sailor Moon, hey! My sisters like Sailor Moon, and my mom loved it when she was a kid before she started hating all anime.
Why?
You know, Sailor Moon's...
I bought the entire series, all the series, seasons of it, all the spin-offs, all the movies, as one massive DVD or VHS tape download or whatever for my mom's for Mother's Day last year because my mom liked it when she was a kid. She hasn't opened it at all. The only people who've watched it were my sisters. So that was like $250 for a gift down the drain. I mean, I got they're enjoying it, but yeah. I worked really hard to find somebody to do that. I went through an entire Comic-Con exposition or whatever, trying to find somebody who was selling Sailor Moon stuff. Nobody was there. So I had to go online, pay $250 to some guy online who had the entire thing for sale. Gave it to my mom for Mother's Day. She never fucking used it 2 years later. I haven't seen Sailor Moon. Was I prepared for Sailor Moon? It doesn't look like it. But I would put it in from what I've seen of my sisters watching it, high B tier, maybe low A tier. But again, that's like from a few frames of a few episodes.
Very glazed, you know. I feel like girls growing up usually watch this. Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest, it looks dookie. We're too old for this now, you know.
Speaking of magical girls, I just finished watching Gushing Over Magical Girls the other day. Still think it's hilarious. I really do. I think it's funny as fuck. I think it's a great parody.
I'd rate that top of C tier.
Yeah.
Evangelion lovers, don't get mad.
Oh, well, I mean, you say don't get mad, so I mean, who am I to get mad? I mean, you told us not to. Neon Genesis Evangelion. I haven't even seen this, and I put this in S tier. I haven't even watched this, and I put it in S tier. Just from everything I've heard, everything I've seen, the everlasting immortal soundtrack. Like, god damn. And I really need to watch it someday. I really fucking do. I will watch this someday. S tier, and I haven't even fucking seen it. So let's see what this tool has to say about it. What are we thinking? Are we thinking D, C, F? What are we guessing? My bet is D tier. I bet he's gonna put in D tier. If he puts in C tier, it's only because he knows he knows what he's gonna have. He's about to have a bad opinion. That's why.
Mad at me. I love Evangelion. The first episode is not that strong.
Wait, you've seen Evangelion? You love it. You fucking. I was not prepared for this. I was not prepared for this level of stupidity. You heathen. Okay. I'm having fun now. I'm at that right level of anger.
I only have one thing to say about Evangelion.
What's with the jump scares? I usually jump back and do a little yell as a funny joke, but I was too paralyzed out of fear of what was. Ugh.
And that's Misato. I can't lie. The best part about the episode is holy gyat, bro. Is there?
Maybe I should have had my camera on because the facial expressions I'm making are just. Why? Just why, bro? The only redeeming quality of this is a sexy woman. And it's not even. Just.
Her name Misato. She's so bad, bro. The rest of the episode.
On their phones, perpetual scowl. You love this show, so why the fuck aren't you watching it?
Feels too much of a blur and doesn't really set up anything until the end, and it doesn't really get anything done. Without Misato, this would be lower, but it is going in the C tier.
I called it. Not for the right reasons, but called it. I get that they're ranking the first episodes of every year's most popular anime, and I guess I see with what he's saying, you know. He loved the show, but the first episode is bad, but really, dude? Really, dude? Okay, Detective Conan. I have heard of this one. I didn't know it was going to be making the list, so I wasn't prepared for it, but I'd put in the haven't watched it tier.
Guys, Detective Conan is done. Jeremy? I don't know about you. Guys, if you want to watch some detective work, how about you deduce the fact that Detective Conan is not that good?
Joke's on me for thinking they're actually going to make a helpful suggestion to people for once. Detective Conan, I haven't seen it. I won't comment on its quality, but I can name 3 great detective anime off the top of my fucking head. And a dozen more bad ones, but that's besides the point. But hey, fuck me for expecting you to be helpful if you didn't enjoy this and was actually going to make a recommendation to people.
C tier.
Berserk, 1997. Yes, finally something we.
Berserk. I'm familiar with this franchise, but I haven't watched it. I've heard the anime sucks, but the manga is amazing. frankly, I really enjoy the premise of Berserk. I think it's a really cool idea. But I've heard only bad things about the anime, so I won't comment on the anime. I'm gonna put in I haven't watched it.
No, finally something that's actually good, except for these all dookie booty. This will be the first S tier. So Black Swords in the first episode. I'm gonna put an S tier. It's iconic. It's beautiful.
What are you doing under that blanket, bro?
It is Berserk. It is the second. Actually, no, it's the greatest manga of all time.
Cowboy Bebop time.
The greatest manga of all time. But what about the anime? I thought you guys were ranking the anime. Cowboy Bebop. I've heard great things, haven't watched it.
Cowboy Bebop, baby.
Cowboy Bebop, wow. Honestly, what a great episode. Right off the bat, world building, the music, and the animation is established, showcasing the exact kind of thrill
My friend highly recommends me to watch that.
ride that we're going to be going on. For an anime that released in 1998, it holds up really well. This is very easily going into the A tier category, and I'd challenge anyone who says otherwise.
One Piece. I think One Piece.
The scowl on my face is immeasurable. Not because One Piece is bad. I've heard amazing things about it. This probably might upset people, but I'd put One Piece in, where is it? Black Clover. This One Piece? No, that's One Punch Man. One Piece, there it is. I'd put One Piece in, haven't watched it. And I don't intend to. It's over 1,000 fucking episodes. I suffered through Naruto and Fairy Tail. Not because they were bad, just because they went on for so fucking long.
This is one of those shows where it gets better later on.
I can't deny that the first episode of One Piece is pretty good. You get the introduction to Luffy. You get Kobe, what's his name? The pink-haired guy? Yeah. Overall, I'd give the first episode of One Piece A tier.
Well, good for you. I wonder if that had anything to do with preserving your reputation. Because everything else I've seen, you guys have no taste and no attention spans. You guys have no attention spans. How the fuck did you get to the later episodes?
Agreed.
Inuyasha.
Oh wait, my bad. Yeah, this was Inuyasha, not Yu Yu Hakusho. Haven't seen it. Did I prepare Yu Yu Hakusho? I don't know. Okay, well, for now, this is going to be Yu Yu Hakusho. We're going to leave it here. Yeah. I haven't seen Inuyasha. It goes here.
Like, the fight scenes look good, but it's in Spanish only, so only I'm gonna understand it.
Yeah, if I'm being completely honest with the show, like, after watching all these shows, I was already super exhausted from watching anime, and this came on, and it was in...
Get off your phone! And if you're exhausted with anime, take a fucking break! It is not that hard! I took a 3-month break from anime when I was tired of it and busy with other things. And you want to know what? I came back and I appreciated it more. I wasn't jaded and frustrated. I came back for Call of the Night and I'm fucking loving it. And I can't wait for the next fucking episode to come out. Let's see, 5. Last episode came out on the 29th. So I get next episode tomorrow.
freaking Spanish, so I couldn't even understand it. When I watched it, it was garbage. I'm being honest. I'm gonna put it in D tier.
Haven't watched it. I won't comment.
We are both in the 2000s now, baby.
Hellsing's gothic aesthetic is super cool. The cinematography was super good. Besides that, there's...
Put down your phone.
Nothing really noteworthy about it. C tier.
No, Jim.
Hellsing, do I have that on here? Doesn't look like it. Haven't seen it.
Jeremy, dude, come on, you gotta...
Naruto. I finished this show. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I watched Naruto to spite my sister. Here's why. My sister had claimed that she had finished all of Naruto. And I knew she was full of shit because it was like 2 months. So I spent, after finishing all of it on Netflix, I spent an entire year watching the rest of fucking Naruto all the way to the end of Shippuden. It destroyed me, guys. That entire I have so many opinions about Shippuden and how egregiously long it is, and that entire season of filler. I only skipped 3 episodes, and that, yeah, just Jesus fucking Christ. Good God. But Naruto is nonetheless a very good anime. Naruto was amazing. Shippuden was quite good. Boruto could fuck right off, and fun fact about Boruto, Naruto was supposed to end with Shippuden. But his producers or his publishers told him, no. Set up a sequel. We want more Naruto. We want you to keep pumping out content even though your story is done and finished. So retcon the ending. And that's how Boruto happened. Don't blame Miyazaki? Was it Miyazaki? I don't know. I don't know his name. But don't blame him. Blame the publishers. Naruto, the first episode, I would easily put in high B tier, if not A tier. Personally, I would put the arc with Zabuza in S tier. I would easily put it in S tier. That was fucking phenomenal. And that's what actually partially what got me to start watching anime was because my sister was watching Naruto when I saw the big fight between Kakashi and Zabuza, and I thought that was so fucking cool. And that, along with my crush on this girl whose initials are EE in high school, who liked anime, those two put together got me to watch Naruto. Naruto wasn't my first anime. That was Soul Eater, because that was her favorite. But eventually I got around to Naruto, and I stopped watching it around the 16th or 17th episode. I don't know. It was the one after not the Uzumaki, the head of the Leaf Village died. Sorry, I'm blanking here on the name for some reason. Anyways, that episode after that is when I kind of just stopped watching and moved on to other anime. And my sister claimed to have finished all of it. And I decided, no, you fucking didn't. So I watched the whole thing, and then I quizzed her on it until she had confessed that she didn't watch it.
Wake up. I get One Piece was born, but you gotta wake up. Jeremy, come on. Because wanna know what's next? Wanna know what's next? Jeremy, do you know what that is? Wait, Jeremy!
Guys, it's 2002.
The first episode of Naruto.
I was born in 2002.
It's a banger!
It is actually a banger. Naruto's first episode is a lot better than One Piece's. So because of that, we will be putting it in S tier.
S tier! Get up there, Naruto.
When we finally got Full Metal Alchemist, I was expecting something that was going to be good, and it actually met my expectations and Cade's. We get more of world building aspect.
Good for him.
Of the first episode compared to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where there's more action.
Get off your computer.
Right in the beginning.
Yeah, so anime we're watching.
Naruto. First episode, high A tier. For the show-wise, Shippuden brings it down, so yeah, A tier. As for Full Metal Alchemist, did I have that on here? Doesn't look like it. Anyways, I have actually watched the first couple episodes of Full Metal Alchemist. My friend made me watch it with him. I'd put it in... I didn't get into it enough to put it in A tier, but I definitely admit it's good, and I bet it would be a lot better if I had finished watching it, but I had other things on my plate at the time. So I'd put it in B tier, or maybe I haven't watched it tier because I haven't seen enough to fully appreciate it.
Watching
Bleach! Now, before you come at me with pitchforks, I've watched all of Bleach, and I think it's great. But the first episode, it's nothing crazy. It was decent, and that's why it's going in C tier.
Bleach, yes, here we are. Haven't seen it, although I did read the very first manga to it. And then I wasn't able to get my hands on any more, so I couldn't continue watching it. But from the first manga I read, it looked great, phenomenal. If I rate it on just that first manga alone, I'd put it in high B tier, low A tier. I was like 6 when I read it, okay? I was born in 2002.
I'm sorry.
We got Mushishi. I thought it was paced extremely well. It was written really well.
Yep.
And the music was just like the cherry on top. It was a really emotional first episode. Overall, this is definitely something that I am for sure watching. I think it's top of A tier. Absolute banger.
Guys, we have Death Note finally.
Mushishi, haven't seen it, but hey, I don't think it's bad at all. I don't know anything about it. By the way, finally Death Note. What a surprise.
And Death Note is so beat. I was saying with him.
Yeah, Death Note is amazing. And I have a huge bone to pick with everybody who says it's bad or that it's so fucking obvious that that Light was Kira. I just want to talk. Meet me out back. If you that's actually your genuine opinion on the show, because yeah, no, I have a lot to fucking say to you. That was the whole point of the show, was that it wasn't obvious, but hey, I get it. Your brains are slow. You can't fathom the fact that somebody can think a lot of thoughts in 1 to 2 seconds. You know, like literally every other human being on the earth was. You want to know why I stumble over my words? Because I think so fast that I lose track and I stumble over them. It's a very common thing. It wasn't that obvious. But I also am mature enough not to gush about it. Fuck, when I was watching this when I was 14 or 15, I was mature enough not to gush over how awesome it was, because I knew that I would look like an edgelord loser. I was an edgelord loser, but I was smart enough not to do it. I didn't want to sound like a pretentious idiot.
No, I used to hate anime my whole entire life.
And this is what caught everybody's attention. Perfectly paused, perfectly framed. Okay. I'm going to defend him here. Just the tiniest smidge. I'm going to defend this loser right now. A lot of people have asked, why would you say this? I can tell you why he said this. Because he thinks it makes him sound relatable. He thinks it makes him sound humble. No. It does not make you sound relatable. It does not make you sound humble. It makes everybody hate you. I was very much the same. But I did not get into anime because I was locked inside and bored, which is what he's about to say. I got into anime because I was a simp for a girl, and I wanted to be able to relate with her, and you know what? I fell in love with it. And I got engaged with the series. And instead of watching Death Note and saying that was the best anime ever made, although I do think it's fucking amazing, I would definitely put it in S tier. I went out, I diversified my opinions, and I'm open to watching other shit. And I'm not going to say the fact that I hated anime and use it as a reason for why you are such a cultured god of why I should like anime. I understand anime because I have watched the worst and the best that it has to offer, most of them all the way through. I don't think I'm a god of anime. I have an entire list of why I'm not a god of anime. There is so much I haven't seen, there's so much more that I have to see. And there's so much more that I have to learn and I have to accept. You are not humble. You are not a god. You are a loser who thought hating anime was cool because you didn't understand it. Then you watch this edgelord thing. I guarantee you at some point you thought he's so me, just like I did because I was a loser once. Problem is I moved out of that phase. That's the difference. And when somebody says Death Note, I think, yeah, it's really cool. I don't start clapping like a little fucking monkey.
So 2020, the first actual anime episode I ever watched was the first episode of Death Note. It was so good.
Absolute masterclass, masterpiece.
3, 2, 1. S tier! It is the...
I get that they're playing it up. I get that they're playing it up, but I genuinely don't have any issue believing that he would say this unironically and act like this unironically.
Best episode we have watched by far.
Gurren Lagann.
Death Note. It does belong in S tier. That's the first thing they've gotten right this whole show. Not Naruto. Naruto's first episode is A tier. The whole show goes in A tier, but the Zabuza arc is easily S tier. Naruto went on for way too long. The anime was way too padded and wastes your time far too much. That's why I classify it as A tier. If we're talking the raw story, I would put in S tier, but we're talking the anime.
Gurren Lagann. The first episode of Gurren Lagann starts with main characters Simon and Kamina, which is located...
So we're at Gurren Lagann. I have words for this. I think this show is fucking stupid. But I have reasons. I do have reasons for thinking it's stupid. Now, I'm sure if I actually dedicated time to watching it, I would think it's a good kind of stupid. But my first introduction to Gurren Lagann was a manga. I think it was like the 7th or the 12th. It was somewhere mid-series. And I read that and I thought it was funny. But really stupid. I think the jokes are funny. The mecha, which is the main action of the show, was dumb. And then I watched the first episode on a date with a girl at her place. She picked the anime. And I still thought it was pretty dumb, but I'm willing to admit it was less dumb than I thought. I could see potential in the show. And I will admit the jokes are fucking hilarious. If I were to rate Gurren Lagann from my limited experience of it, I would put it in low B tier. But I'm very open to it being higher if I ever get around to actually watching the full thing.
Beneath the surface in some tunnel. Eventually, both of the main characters discover a way out through the help of a large monster.
Stop! Why the fuck are you scratching your crotch on camera? Why are you including that? Why do you have a perpetual scowl on your face?
Very alluring character in Yoko Littner. This along with...
So his cover of Gurren Lagann actually makes it onto the list here. In the final product, I see where he puts it. And I guessed, I shit you not, that the entire reason that it got as high as it did in his rankings was because of this girl here. I put money fucking down on that and I'm looking forward to collecting that bet.
One of the best messages in anime, clearly brings this anime at the top of the A tier category.
Yeah, he puts it in high A tier. I don't know whether or not the show is actually worthy of that quality. But he cited that at her as the reason why he puts it in high A tier and the general message which he doesn't explain. So I'm guessing that he doesn't actually know what the message is. Either that or he's that fucking lazy. It's a coin toss. Actually, let me get a coin. Okay. Heads, it was the girl. B, it was the girl and the message. Oh, yep, there it goes. Bye, I don't care.
Guys, me and Jeremy are at the point where...
Toradora. Okay, I have also seen this one. All the way through twice. Toradora is fucking timeless. Where are you? Where are you, Toradora? There you are. I would put it mid A tier. I saw the first episode and I really liked the premise that they were advertising. Two people who don't like each other, helping each other get together with their friends that they both have a crush on. I loved that premise, and I was also very disappointed when it became very clear and obvious that wasn't the direction the show was going, and they were obviously going to fall for each other. And I like everything about the show. I think the show is masterfully crafted. Although I still am a little disappointed to this day that they never actually went through with that idea. Because I think that would actually make for a very good romantic comedy. Where they actually follow through with that premise rather than bait and switch you with it.
We've already seen so many, and we just want something new.
And this is exactly...
Then take a fucking break!
Not it.
And when we get something like Toradora, keep in mind, we're only 15 minutes in.
I know they're joking, but heretics.
I feel like we've seen so many romance slice of lives that are kind of exactly the same.
Because of that, we'll be putting it in
C tier.
But
maybe... Actually, no, it's not even close to the fucking same. I've seen, God, what, 20, 30, maybe even 40 slice of life anime? And I can't name any that are even remotely close to that. I think that premise is absolutely unique. And I think you're making shit up because you're bitter and jaded and bored because you don't have solo leveling on screen. Fucking tourists. Now, Fairy Tail. I finished this anime as well, as I mentioned earlier. And I really liked it. I really, really, really liked Fairy Tail. I would put it up there. Oh, actually, Naruto, I haven't really finished either of you, so I'm going to put you there. Yeah, no, like that. Yeah, that seems like a good ranking. Ones I've actually seen, ones I've seen some of, and definitely recognize how good they are and the potential they have. Fairy Tail was great. I have a few small gripes with the story. The biggest one being something very small. Really, really, really small. I'm getting angry thinking about it. Let's move on. But yeah, no, fucking amazing.
So now we're on Fairy Tail, a classic. Fairy Tail, first episode done.
Yeah, no. I if I were to rate Fairy Tail in the first episode, I would put it in S tier. Undeniably, I was so hyped for that show after seeing the first episode. But I'm actually reviewing my impressions on the animes and the mangas as a whole. So yeah, no, that's why it's an A tier, not S tier. Any show that goes on as long as Fairy Tail has is going to make a few mistakes that some people aren't going to like. So that brings it down a little bit, whereas these are shorter and or I respect their concepts enough to put them in such high ratings. Fairy Tail I saw all of, Naruto I saw all of, so I got to see both their highs and their lows, which is why I'm putting them at very high A tier rather than S tier.
Ever watched Fairy Tail before?
I watched it.
I would watch Fairy Tail after that. I give it A tier. I don't think it's an S tier.
I think it's an A tier.
Well, we can both agree on that then. I think the episode 1 deserves S tier, but we're slight differentiation. We have slight differentials on that. Before we move on from Fairy Tail. And nobody cares.
I don't think it's better than Death Note.
Angel Beats. This show starts off with the main character.
Angel Beats, my beloved. Angel Beats, S tier. Amazing soundtrack, iconic characters. I can't name all of them, but I will never forget Kanade. And I will never forget any of them, even if I have forgotten their names. Fun fact about this show, my sister actually tried to make me watch it back when we were both in high school. We have a 3-year age difference, so it was like a very specific period of time. And she was showing me an episode halfway through the show. And so I couldn't understand what was going on, and I thought it looked weird and confusing, so I just turned her down. Same actually happened with Death Note with another friend of mine. We'll call him Mr. C. And so I couldn't get into it because he was showing me from the end plot line, near the end of the show. It was that episode where they spew money out of the tower to distract the civilians while they escape. I thought that was an amazing scene, but I couldn't understand the plot with what the explanation he was giving me and how little context I had for such a convoluted story. So I also didn't end up watching it until many years later. And actually, same happened with Attack on Titan too. Also, Mr. C tried to get me to watch it. Where is it? Yeah, here. That was later on. I think that was episode 4 or 5. Again, a very convoluted plot, along with a massive plot hole that I saw that hadn't been addressed in the show yet, because this was a decade ago or something like that. No, actually, God, more than a decade ago. God, that was a long time ago. I wasn't in high school yet, is what we're saying. So, yeah. And so I couldn't appreciate it either. The lesson to take away from here is if you're going to make a friend watch an anime, don't show them from where you are. Anyways, 2 years after my sister had made me to watch this, I saw it on Netflix again. I thought, oh, that looks cool. And I'd forgotten the pitch she had showed me. And I fell in love with it at first sight. I thought it was funny. It was interesting. All the characters were so fucking cool. I loved this anime. Easily S tier. I would definitely put in my top 20 favorite anime of all time. Easily. I know there's a bold take there, but I unironically think that. And if you disagree with me, I don't care.
And the viewer introduced to the world of Angel Beats at the same time. Some type of purgatory where dead people are currently stuck in as they rebel against the purgatory system, which is in the form of some white-haired lolly. I'm not sure how old she is, but she's definitely a lolly. Just look at her. I don't know. It feels very slice of life, and you can
She is not a lolly. She is cute and must protect. And they're in high school. Not every high school girl needs huge tits, you incels.
I've already tell what type of anime you're getting with the first episode, which isn't always a good thing. This is going into the D tier.
Heretics. I'm very angry at that. That is almost as far from S tier as you can get. And no, I got more or less what I was getting from it in the first episode, and I liked what I was being shown. And I think you guys have issues. You tourists. Rev was right, you're tourists. Every scene, every second of this I watch, it becomes more and more evident. And I can't believe I'm using the word tourist unironically.
Your category.
Alright guys, I've been waiting for this for a really long time. We're finally at 2011, and you wanna know what that means, Jeremy?
I have some opinions on Hunter x Hunter. And those opinions are D tier. I watched the first episode, and I couldn't tolerate it. Every aspect of it was so bad. There were so many convoluted plot holes and stupid human decision making and just the most obvious bullshit you've ever seen. And I talked to a friend of mine who's a huge anime fan, not one of the guys I watched lately. And he agreed with me that the show was terrible because he had read the manga, and he said he described it as walls of text. I could not get into this anime. I could not bear it. And I will not go back. I will not go back on that unless a very pretty girl comes up to me and insists that I watch it with her. And only with her. I will not waste my own time doing that. And I stand by that statement. Yeah, no, I stand by that. I will not go back to Hunter x Hunter. Also, that I will give it the benefit of a doubt, though, that maybe it gets better for two things. One, I've heard the soundtrack. The soundtrack sounds good. And two, that a friend of mine wound up being a tourist as well. He may have watched a lot of anime, but he has some bad opinions that came up later on. Yeah. No, it's not muted.
I've personally never seen Hunter x Hunter. Sam is one of the biggest glazers of Hunter x Hunter, so I'll let him take
Big surprise.
the reins for this one.
Guys,
what makes it so good is that it doesn't have only the cheesy anime tropes.
It had all the anime tropes. At least in the first episode I saw, it had every fucking one of them.
Hunter x Hunter, as far as the first episode goes, it's such a great...
It was such a fucking bore. I've sat through some of the worst anime I've ever seen start to finish, and I couldn't give a fuck about Hunter x Hunter's first episode. And I tried really hard. You want to know what made me try Hunter x Hunter? A very pretty girl I worked with said it was her favorite fucking anime. And so I went and I tried it. And not even that could make me go to the fucking second episode. That show was, or that first episode was boring as shit, and I will not ever get into it. Ever.
Great start, so I think it's gonna have to go 8 tier.
On to the next, Sword Art Online. Me and him have both.
I liked Sword Art Online. There, I said it. I like Sword Art Online Season 1 and the Gungeo Online arc, and then everything else can go to hell and be undone. Season 2 has Gungeo Online and a couple of good decent short arcs, and I can enjoy those. I really enjoyed a lot of Season 1. I don't think Season 1 was perfect by any means, but I enjoyed the concept, and I enjoyed enough of it to the point that it annoys me when everybody says Sword Art Online is the worst anime ever made. I know that they're talking about like seasons 3 and 4 and how cliche season 1 is, but it holds a special place in my heart. And I will stand by that show, or at least the name of it, until season 5 comes out, because my God, the trailer for season 5 at the end of season 4 was an abomination and a crime against animation and writing and common sense, and oh my fucking God. Oh my God. But no, the first episode of Sword Art Online... Did I seriously not prepare Sword Art Online? How the fuck did I not know Sword Art Online was going to make this list? Anyways, first episode of Sword Art Online, S tier. The first episode. Not the show, but the first episode. For the whole show, I say we're counting Sword Art Online Season 1 and the Gungeo Online arc, and I'm putting that in A tier. And none of the rest of it does not exist, much like the Star Wars trilogy sequel. The sequel trilogy of Star Wars does not exist, just like the rest of Sword Art Online. And I stand by that. Unless you put me in a debate room, in which case I will crumple immediately. I don't want to get into that argument.
Both seen the first episode, we've actually seen the anime.
But this episode's fire.
It brings you in. It was like the first like isekai that like really banged, so it started everything.
It's the original isekai.
It's over, the first episode. Banger, outro, and intro. It's iconic, bro.
Well, we're gonna get copyrighted, so it's...
Oh, yeah.
Y'all know
It's
SAO episode 1. It sets up the plot perfectly. It's better than Fairy Tail, so I'd put it in the A tier.
I put A tier as well.
But the first episode's a classic.
Watching the...
You know, that's the first opinion here that I truly agree with. That I truly wholeheartedly agree with. There is nothing that they said that I disagree with.
First episode of Attack on Titan reminded me how amazing it was. It easily has the best first episode world building I've ever seen. This is why
I have not finished Attack on Titan. Not because it's bad, but because I just never got around to seeing the last 1 or 2 episodes. There was such a huge time gap between them finishing the fucking thing that I lost track. It went on for so long I couldn't find where I was. So I never wound up finishing it. And I got it spoiled for me on a first fucking date with a woman who never fucking called me back. And honestly, I'm kind of glad, because how fucking inconsiderate are you? It wasn't even like we were talking about anime yet. No, it was like the first 10, 15 fucking minutes. She just drops, oh yeah, blank, 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 blank. Because I'm going to be considerate and not spoil it for the rest of you. But no, they spoiled the final episode, and for that, fuck you. Fuck you to hell. But Attack on Titan, S tier. S tier, yes. S tier. Amazing. I love it. I have problems with some of the logic in the show. Like, very little, like, a whole lot less than I do with Naruto and Fairy Tail, surprisingly enough. In quantity. In quality of the bones I have to pick with, that one particular thing, which is related to the one thing why I refused to get into it in the first place. But I'll go into that maybe another time if anybody ever cares. But no, Attack on Titan, S tier, no disagreements there.
One of, if not the best first episodes of anything ever.
Sageya, Sageya.
For easy S tier.
Everybody's been begging me to watch Tokyo Ghoul. I haven't seen it. Do I need to watch Tokyo Ghoul? Okay, it's in my watch later list. I'll start fucking watching it, okay? Spoilers, bro. Let me know when it's
No
over.
matter what you want to say about the later part of Tokyo Ghoul anime,
Season
the
one.
first episode
Episode 1
of season 1.
Oh, is it like B, the beginning, where season 1 was amazing and then season 2 is just terrible in every way? I mean, I guess you could say that about a lot of anime. It's actually a very interesting coincidence I've seen, where season 1s are amazing, then season 2s are terrible, then season 3s are good, then season 4s are even worse than season 2 was somehow. The only one of the only exceptions to this where I've ever seen was Railgun. Yes, a certain scientific railgun. I fucking love that anime. Top 10 easily. And season 2 is actually very good. And they save all the bad for the final episode of season 2. The point that it actually had me gripping at my hair in frustration, both the first time and second time I watched the show through.
Is actually really good.
Banger. We should make a new tier. The awesome Ultra Double S Plus tier. It's going in that tier because Tokyo Ghoul is that good.
One Punch Man.
I'm gonna get.
Here we go. Here we go. And of course it's this fucking tool.
Hate for this, but I don't like One Punch Man. I think it's really boring.
How the fuck were you guys sponsored for One Punch Man Fortnite? And you have the audacity to claim that.
I'll put it at like fairy tale level. Answer.
It's a C tier best, at best.
I'm so desensitized to their bullshit by now.
We were about to watch My Hero Academia, and I've actually never watched it in my life.
I've watched My Hero Academia, and I have a huge bone to pick with the people who made the animation budget for the final season. It hurts my eyes so much that I had to stop watching the final season where we finally got what we had been building to for so long. So many years of building and development and everything, all coming to this climax. And we're watching a fucking slideshow. The only thing that's well animated is the main bad guy. I repressed so much of it from my mind. But My Hero Academia is, regardless, a great show, in my opinion. If you don't like it, I can understand why for the most part, but that first episode is undoubtedly iconic. Where is it? First episode goes into S tier. The show overall goes into A tier. And if we're taking into account how they kept lowering the budget of animation for every season, we're putting it in fucking F tier. No, the last season of My Hero Academia goes in F tier for crushing my heart and my soul with disappointment and frustration. But overall, A tier, yeah. And first episode, S tier.
I know Ethan's watched the first episode, but yeah, I'm actually hyped. My Hero Academia.
Get off your fucking phone if you're hyped. This is your fucking job.
It starts off with Deku getting bullied by Bakugo, which I thought was his love interest, and then he just...
That had to be a joke, right? Also, you're not looking at the screen. You're looking down at the ground. You have been staring at whatever the fuck is in your hands this whole time.
Walks over to a crowd and glazes a giant hero lady with a gyat, and then he almost dies and gets saved by All Might, who inspires him to become a hero. To be honest, it was just a generic anime first episode. It's C tier.
I just want to talk, dude. I just want to talk. I just want to talk.
Jeremy, what are we watching?
We're watching Black Clover.
Honestly,
I've not watched Black.
My friend watched Black Clover. He told me it was very good, but only if you're in for a significant time investment for it to become good. I never watched it, but I have nothing against the show. I'm more than willing to respect it, and its soundtrack is superb.
Me too.
Oh really? I think
I have not seen Black Clover.
That's a great introduction
to
Asta and whatever his brother's name was, and like the whole world and how important magic is. I think it's going into A tier.
I agree.
Simple as that. A tier. Get up there.
We just finished watching Violet.
Hey, best friend, you know who you are. You watching? They're about to talk about your favorite show of all time. Hold on one second. Let me message him on Discord off screen to see if he's watching. Okay. I messaged him, seeing if he's gonna come in. Okay, I'm gonna give him 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and until then, we're gonna talk about each one of these and break them down. And if he doesn't respond by then, well, I'll give up on waiting. I just want to crush his soul. I'm a sadist. I'll admit it. He knows this. He accepts this. Okay, so let's see. We cover Neon Genesis, Angel Beats, Death Note, Attack on Titan, One Punch Man. How are we feeling about season 2 of One Punch Man? Season 2 of One Punch Man had the plot. I've been reading the manga and watching the anime. I have almost every volume that's out. I still need to catch up on the last 4. I own 3 of the last 4 that came out, or whatever. And yeah, no, I love this. I love the plot of season 2. The animation of season 2 really upset me. I was actually really excited to find out that there was a second season of One Punch Man. I found this out when I was at an all-time low in my life. And so I was stranded in another city after a first date and go out to a strange city and meet her. Then I got kicked out of my hotel before I could even get into it. And then I had to wander the streets in the heat with a heavy backpack of everything that I would need to stay the weekend or whatever. And for 5 fucking hours up and down the streets of that city, trying to find a hotel that would take me. Because I didn't have a credit card. I didn't know that you needed credit cards, and I think that's fucking bullshit and retarded. Which there's a follow-up to that thing, not for another day, that actually made me want to call the police, but I was in another country that time, and I had already paid for my room, and they still refused me because I didn't have a credit card, even though I could have paid in cash or on debit, the damage deposit. But no, since I didn't have a credit card, I was being refused, even though I'd already paid for the fucking room, and they refused to refund the room for me. In another fucking country. Yeah, I will never stay with that hotel line ever, or hotel chain ever fucking again. Anyways, no. So I finally found a motel. Finally, one of the clerks at one of these hotels felt bad enough for me that she made a few calls around while I stayed in their air-conditioned lobby. Until she found a place that would take me. I went, I paid for my room, I put down a deposit on debit, I climbed in, I ordered a fuck ton of Dairy Queen just to eat my feelings out. I downloaded, what's that game called? The one, Plague Inc. I bought and downloaded Plague Inc. to try. I actually got a 99% completion rate on that game. First time playing it on the hardest difficulty, and then I never came close to that again. I tried for weeks to recreate that magic and finally get to fucking New Zealand. New Zealand was the one that escaped my plague the first time around. No, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. But I've been thinking of replaying it again lately. after seeing Neuro play it. No, yeah. And then I eventually found out that there was a season 2 of One Punch Man. The final episode had just released, and I went and I watched it, and I was so bored. I was so fucking bored. I was destroyed. I was devastated. I was so confused. It wasn't until later on where people had started talking about what the differences between the seasons that I realized, oh, that's why. Because the animation was gone. Everything that had made the first thing. So I'd already read the plot. I'd already read up on the plot, so I knew everything that was happening. But I couldn't get nearly as invested in it in animation format. And that hurt me. That hurt me so much. And to the people who bought the license to do season 2 of One Punch Man, burn in hell. Burn in hell. Not joking. Not joking. No hate on the animators or the developers, but the people who bought the rights to season 2 and we're going to put in a third, not even a third of the effort of what was put into season 1. I watched season 1 with that girl that I had a crush on, and I actually grabbed the remote and paused the TV to marvel at the fight with the big beetle monster, at how amazing and flawless the animation was. I geeked out like a complete loser. I did. I to this day I stand by that sentiment. And then you fuckers. You absolute assholes who have no appreciation for art, writing, development, or any of that are everything that's wrong with the art and entertainment industry today. And I hope you lose everything for tainting a perfect legacy of a perfect first season. With a second season, you got everybody so excited. You got me excited at one of the lowest and most desperate points in my life. Only to hurt me and tarnish the legacy of this brand forever. I don't know who you are, but I hate you. I will not hurt you. I have no desire to hurt you. But I hate you. Nonetheless.
Evergarden.
Let's see. Okay, got 4 more episodes. I could go on for 4 more minutes of One Punch Man, but I don't want to bore anybody watching. So let's try... Now, I don't remember enough about Astro Boy to do Astro Boy. Dragon Ball, I've said everything I have to say on Dragon Ball. I haven't seen enough of it. Bleach, same issue. Fairy Tail, I don't want to give any spoilers. And the problem I have with it was a lot of spoilers. Yu Yu Hakusho, which is being stood in by Inuyasha. You're very good. You're fine. Gurren Lagann. Hunter x Hunter. Don't care enough about it to talk about it. My Hero Academia. Okay, so there's a big muscle monster. There's a big muscle monster, and it is a big issue for Deku. He can't punch it. He's doing all the 100% punches that he can. And in the manga, there was a big problem that was really fucking stupid, and I stand by the developers and the animators when they said that, or when they decided that they needed to change that. I do. I stand by that decision. But they went in the right direction, and then they did it so stupidly in the right direction to the point that they went towards the right path, and then they went past the path, and then they walked off a fucking cliff. Oh my god. So yeah, he can't punch the thing. He doesn't have enough strength, so what he does is in the manga, he just says, I can do it, and then he does it. Stupid, cliche, and tropey. in the anime, he channels the power of all the ones that come before him. There's a big starlight, and where all the lines become connected, and of all the former users of One for All. And I'm thinking he's going to go like 1300% punch or something like that, where he's going to get even more power needed to punch through the guy and win the day. No, he yells 1,000,000% punch, and it's so fucking stupid. It is so stupid. It was, I actually turned the show off. I was so invested in that moment. I paused it and I walked away, and then I came back like 3 hours later just to yell at the screen. It was so dumb. And to this day, it frustrates me. You gave yourselves all the right answers, and then you went with 1,000,000%. Or what the fuck? What the actual fuck? I don't know. Let's see, has he come back yet? No, he's not going to comment. Okay, he's not going to come by to suffer. Okay. I guess we're suffering on our own. Okay, what do you guys have to say about Violet Evergarden?
Me, Cole, and Cade haven't seen it.
You just called him Cade.
Oh. A tier.
It's
A tier.
It's high C if best, maybe low B if I have to compromise, because realistically nothing really happened.
What a big surprise that the best looking guy here has the best take on this anime, and you still have the worst take ever.
I don't really care about the story. I would never watch that show. Yes, it's very pretty, nice.
No, okay, look.
Attack on Titan looks amazing, but it's still dookie. Like, what? Like,
That's just a horrible take. That just...
Wait, what? You did not. You did not. Oh my god. Come on, bro. Is this the guy that we have representing Sword Art Online? Is this the guy we have backing the one guy who stands by Sword Art Online called Attack on Titan Dookie? Who the fuck says Dookie in Attack on Titan? Oh my god. Yes, Rick. Yes. Rick, he did fucking call Attack on Titan. He explicitly used the word Dookie. What the fuck is wrong with him? Oh, my fucking god.
This is a horrible thing. I'll compromise. I'll put high B though. We're putting at max level B.
We're on
the... Oh, God.
The most popular anime of all time.
Demon. I have a hot take on Demon Slayer. I do. I have a hot take on Demon Slayer, and I am more than willing to upset the world by saying it. Also, it's very clear that we've passed this at some point. I haven't seen it. As well as this one. I think Demon Slayer is an amazing story with amazing animation and had all the potential in the world, and it was fucking ruined by the heightened senses bullshit. I watched the first season, I loved the first season, but the premise, the foundation, the breathing funny, I was willing to accept because oxygen is really important to us. But combining that with, he could smell where the guy set the traps and what the traps are going to do. That was a level of retardation I could not forgive and I could not stand by for. I could not... Ugh, God! Okay, we're not going back there until we have to. No, for fuck's sakes. What? Demon Slayer... I'm just gonna put it, I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna actually comment on the quality of the show. I'm just gonna put it, I haven't watched it. I have watched it, but I have watched the first season and I stopped there.
Demon Slayer.
Yeah! The first episode of Demon Slayer sets the tone very early with what anime we're going to be experiencing. It kind of,
if we're talking just the first
has a similar vibe to Attack on Titan.
I would put it in A tier. I don't know if they get into that stupid crap on the A tier, but I am willing to admit that they start the story off really well.
In a way, just in a smaller scale. Tanjiro seems like a very happy guy who has the grace of having a great family to care for until he doesn't have that. B tier.
I'm sorry, what? What? No. Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm about to piss off a lot of people here. You look like a woman. You actually look like a woman I used to know. Haven't seen it.
I know all the old heads are gonna hate to hear this, Jeremy. All the old heads are gonna hate to hear me say it. I think, yeah, it's low-key peak.
Fun fact, me and Jeremy honestly don't really like it that much. Like, I think...
I haven't even seen it, and I'm not even brave enough to make that call or to do that take. I am smart enough not to do that. I am a one stupid motherfucker, and I'm more than smart enough to just not watch it. I would definitely put Jujutsu Kaisen in low A tier or high B at the best, but
That was just decent.
I think overall Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely overrated. But as a first episode, guys, I think you need to go back and rewatch this peak. So I think it's going in S tier.
What the fuck? Okay, so the first episode is S tier. The rest of the show is B. Wow.
All right, Horimiya, we just finished it. And you know what I gotta say?
Horimiya! I've seen Horimiya. I love that fucking show. I love that fucking anime. That anime was amazing. I was not prepared for it to be here because I didn't know that they were going to cover it. But Horimiya, oh my god. Yes. A tier, definitely. Now let's get my heart crushed.
I've already watched the first season. You actually read the whole manga, so.
And guess what? Horimiya fans, you guys need a life. I'm sorry, I get it. You want a Cade Ward type. You want the cool piercings, bro. You want the good bod, bro. You want the little skin, you know. You want the abs, you know.
Yeah.
But you're not getting anything out of this. There's no substance.
It's Gooner for girls, bro.
It is. It's girl goon.
It's mid.
It's mid, but I still think as a first episode,
I give it.
It's like
better than Violet Evergarden. Yeah, it's B tier.
It's B tier. It's B tier.
Now it's time for.
We upset? We upset yet? Yeah. Chainsaw Man. I have seen Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man.
I have seen Chainsaw Man. The fight scenes were S tier. The overall story was very well done. As a show, I find season 1 kind of lacking a bit. It feels more like a movie than a full-on show. But I would still put it in high A tier, maybe even S.
Chainsaw Man.
And the people who were watching the show and loved it until Makima kissed Denji, you need a fucking life. I don't know why I'm actually talking into the camera like this. It's not on, but I was talking into the camera for a moment there, and I was making a very funny face, I'm sure. But no, everybody who is loving and praising Chainsaw Man until Makima kissed Denji, you need a fucking life, okay? You do. She was grooming him from the start, but her fulfilling his promise and her fulfilling her promise to him and kissing him. No. Get a life. Calm the fuck down. It was always happening. It was always gonna happen. What the fuck, people? What the fuck?
Part of this anime is honestly very depressing if we're going to be honest. We're introduced to the main character in Denji and his chainsaw dog Pochita as he navigates through crumbling debt, which his father left behind after he died, when he ends up getting betrayed by his employers who take a deal with like a zombie demon or zombie devil, and they end up killing Denji. Then, in a very sad scene, Pochita ends up giving him his life so that Denji can live through his, basically wanting Denji to promise that he achieves his dreams as he's basically a backseat driver. Easily A tier.
Wait, where's Jeremy? Jeremy?
Just one episode of Free Run, Jeremy. One episode of Free Run.
You just need to watch Free Run. Everyone loves Free Run. Everyone loves Free Run, okay? Okay?
What's going on?
Alright, Jeremy. We're on our last episode. 2024. Free Run. How are we feeling?
Alright, guys.
What the fuck was that? Can I dislike this 3 times? What the fuck was that?
The year is 2024.
The first episode is
It's
pretty good. It's pretty
No,
good.
yeah, it's a banger.
It's a banger. It's a banger.
It is gorgeous
Oh,
to
yeah.
look at.
The animation
it
is
is
great.
insane. And same with like this background and set pieces. It's drawn perfectly. Freerin, you know, we're getting towards the end of this list, but I don't really think anyone will have a problem with us saying that it's A tier. The first episode,
A tier.
Come on, A tier.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Solo leveling.
I haven't seen it, but I just on principle alone. I just on principle alone.
Episode 1's mid, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Episode 2, that's where the real juice and potato.
Episode 2 and 3 are actually good. Season 1's a cliffhanger, bro. It draws you in for a cliffhanger. You know,
Solo leveling was the last anime.
We're done!
We're done. Hey, me and Cade and Cole. It's time for our little dance. Cole, start the dance off, bro.
Hey.
No, I'm not subjecting you guys to that. Don't worry. We're done. We're done. It's over. It's all done. So, the Anime Men did an apology video about their video that I reacted to earlier on that I had to take down because of, well, reasons. I accidentally doxed myself.
This straight up might be the single worst AniTuber video of all time.
Doraemon's F tier.
It's easily F tier.
F tier.
Bottom of the barrel F tier.
They gave Astro Boy the
Dragon Ball time.
Dragon Ball time.
This is probably A or S. The D tier.
What?
Goku with a tail. I've never seen that before.
What?
The Mexican cartels with these
Oh, God. Oh, God, yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be very satisfying to me. How come I'm not in this compilation? I reacted... Oh, right, I had to take mine down. Yeah, that's too bad. I should have worked harder. Found it faster.
solo leveling.
Instant F tier.
I'm gonna kill someone.
Put it at 2 times speed. We're giving this anime a little bit more respect. We're only gonna put it at 1.5 times speed.
Regular speed.
Yeah.
Scrolling on your phone, the least you could do is try. One of them doesn't even watch anime.
Don't watch anime at all.
You are a bunch of tourists.
I used to hate anime until 2020.
I'm going to give a wild take here. I did defend the fact that he said I used to watch anime my whole life. Not because he's right, but because I understand why he said it. He thinks it makes him sound fucking relatable. So, burn, you suck, you tools. I can't be bothered to remember how to do the Donald Trump accent. Let's keep this going.
I'm too old for this.
These self-proclaimed anime fans. Maybe don't make a tier list video.
If I ever catch one of you in public, you might get.
Well, I enjoyed that intro a lot.
So we really are tourists, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm crying right now. Okay, that's pretty funny. It's funnier than it should be, but it is undoubtedly funny. Okay, I'm gonna get my TheAnimeMen video up tonight. We're gonna get this done. Yeah, this is gonna be funny. Okay, let's go.
So, do you guys want to watch some solo leveling?
Yeah! Okay, in all seriousness, we aren't here to defend ourselves. The video we made was just outright garbage, and every person critiquing us is 1000% valid, and honestly, we deserve all the backlash that's coming to us. Let's just be honest. Everyone is...
He does not agree with you at all. He is faking it. He's faking it at least 60%. he does not want to be here at all, but I'm pretty sure he understands what. That's a face that's of somebody that says that the rest of you fucked up. Why do I have to be here? This is that he's still an angsty teenager obsessed with Death Note. I bashed on this guy a lot, not as much as these two, but I did bash on him a lot, but he seems to at least understand why he's here and seems to be putting on a pretty good face of somebody who's apologizing. He either actually understands what he's saying, or he's a good enough leader of the group to pretend to understand what he's saying, and it could go either way, honestly. This guy seems to find the whole situation amusing, but, I mean, yeah.
Fake anime fans, clout chasers, and most importantly, the T word. And although we disagree with those labels, the video makes them out to be 100% true, and we have no one else to blame but ourselves for that.
So not only was the entire concept of the video bad, but just the way we went about it was also terrible. We completely disrespected older anime by playing it in 2x speed and just making really bad jokes, and we didn't actually give a proper insight and analysis to...
You want to talk about insight and analysis and disrespect? You guys shamelessly plugged at One Punch Man going into Fortnite. Like, it wasn't just like one guy who said that he hated Fortnite. I mean, it was, or One Punch Man, but every single one of you guys were jumping for joy and being absolute tools and about how, oh, it's so epic, One Punch Man, it's in Fortnite, it's awesome. Then you guys put One Punch Man in C tier. Or B tier. No, it was definitely C tier or lower. I don't think that you guys made it as high as B tier. But that's how you guys ranked One Punch Man after shamelessly shilling it being put into Fortnite. It was actually embarrassing. I didn't even know you guys were going to hate on One Punch Man, to my recollection. But I still watched it and I said, this is embarrassing.
To these older anime that actually deserved one.
And not knowing that Goku had a tail.
And on top of
I'm not even gonna say
the way we framed the video, especially the thumbnail, made it seem like we're doing an analysis when in reality all we did was bash these shows for no reason.
The reason why the video turned out the way it did is because we were just downright lazy. And in all honesty, we just...
They admitted it. They admitted it. Okay, points for admitting it. Oh, so I called you guys douchebags, but what's with the earrings and the chain necklace? I know they're making progress. I don't want to hate on them if they're making genuine progress, even if we're at the first 3 minutes of the video, not even. But you're not helping my case here.
Wanted to upload the video and meet a deadline.
We wanted to get the video over with, and instead of actually putting in any effort whatsoever, we kind of just resorted to rage baiting and really bad jokes.
And since we're being real, some of us did start watching anime during COVID, but at the same time, some of us didn't. Like, Gianni and Jeremy started watching anime in, 2014, and...
Really? This is Gianni, right? Gianni and Jeremy, these two? He nodded, so he was definitely in on it. Can I rewind? No, I still can't rewind on YouTube. YouTube, can you fix that bug?
And I started watching anime in 2017, but in my opinion, it doesn't really matter when someone starts watching anime. What matters is we are a group of people called TheAnimeMen, who are supposed to represent and normalize anime, but all we did in that video was
I want to check with their subscriber count. How's their subscriber count doing? Jesus! 300,000. Wow. And that's when I got to them. I think they were over 5 million before they posted that video. So over 500,000 gone. Damn. Also, I need to take you guys off the watch list. I already covered you. So gone. Let's get back to the video.
disrespect the most influential anime of all time, which literally contradicts our very name.
And at the end of the day, the video sucked. And instead of playing a ukulele and apologizing and moving on, we want to make things right.
I disagree. I think the video was great. I enjoyed hating on it. You guys, you said that you were out to do rage bait. You did excellent rage bait, if that was actually the case. So, I want to give you guys credit for that. This dude, stop being an angsty teenage boy.
So we decided to watch some of the most historical anime dating from before we were born, and give them the time and respect they deserve.
This is where everything began.
I wanna know what I'm getting into. I'm gonna check the comments. Okay, I gotta read this out. This sounds fucking epic. Stay down, the YouTube comment said as the tourist men fell to the ground gasping for air. You flew too close to the sun. Where did that take you? The tourist men look up to the sky. It is a cloudy day. Several broken bones, a concussion, and a missing tail. There is no coming back from this. The mocking comments stung like knives, but there wasn't much to be done. The tourist men smile and cough up blood. The end was near. Any last words? The YouTube comments asked as they pulled out the cancellation pitchfork. The cancellation pitchfork. Okay, this isn't funny anymore. No. Fucking lame. Fucking lame. Let's go on.
I think we talked about Astro Boy a little bit in our old videos, so let's just...
You did, in fact. Did you not remember that?
Just check that real quick.
An absolute bottom of the barrel F tier.
F tier, bottom of F tier.
I looked at Astro Boy the way I would look at an anime nowadays, you know, as a shonen slop-loving goober. I was looking at Astro Boy how I would view something coming out like right now, which is honestly unfair because Astro Boy, it's anime history, and I disrespected it badly. So, hopefully I can right some wrongs here.
Your voice makes me feel more confident in my voice. And I hate my voice. Okay, but no, genuinely, they seem to be doing alright so far. Whether they believe what they're saying or not, the apology seems to be foundational enough.
Astro Boy, otherwise known as Tetsuo no Atom, was released in 1963 and it was created by Osamu Tezuka. But it was originally a manga which was made in 1952 and it actually went on to have 112 chapters. Astro Boy was originally created as a way to inspire hope and kindness in a post-war Japan that was just absolutely devastated by the war. This guy was a symbol of hope, peace, prosperity, and what machines and man can do if they work together. I set myself a goal. I was going to watch 10 of the highest rated episodes, which are right there. And out of all these episodes that I watched, my favorite was actually...
Okay, progress. This actually seems like a decent effort. If he actually did it, though. We don't know whether or not he actually watched these. That's something we should keep in mind. But decent apology so far. And if he did do the effort, kudos to him.
Zero the Invisible Robot, I thought it did ethical dilemmas really well. It starts out with this guy. He's so clearly guilty. Like, I know they say he's guilty, but just like, look at him. And it kind of shows the inefficiency.
No, I'm not going to be that petty.
And corruptness of the judicial system. Overall, I think Astro Boy is able to mix deep and profound and mature themes.
Actually, if you want to talk the judicial system of Japan and the corruptness of it, Bayer Pharmaceuticals sold protein that was meant for hemophiliacs, which is a blood disorder. That was poisoned, basically. It was poisoned. It was infected with, I believe, Hep A, which is dangerous to the bloodstream, and hemophiliacs are people who are already suffering from their own blood. So they sold that, and to many countries, but they got to Japan and bribed Japanese officials to keep them from pushing out the tainted protein so that they could sell more of the poison to people who are already dying of poison in their blood. That is some corruptness in the Japanese judicial system way back in the day. That was 40 plus years ago now. But since this took place in the 1960s, I feel it is a relevant story. Anyways, back to these TheAnimeMen's apologies. Do they all get an apology? Astro Boy, Speed Racer, Ashita no Joe, Mazinger Z, Doraemon, Owasu Gundam, Rose of Versailles. Did they cover that? I don't remember that one. Urusai. Why are they apologizing for Urusai Yatsura? That was the one anime you guys loved, and it was because it was a Gooner anime. Because you were horny little bastards. Macross, Captain Tsubasa. Oh my god. Holy shit. And the irony too, the one I yelled go to the gym most is the one having to do it, and it takes up a significant chunk. Gunbuster, Neon Genesis Evangelion. Love this scene. I still need to watch this anime. I will. I promise. I will watch this anime. But first I have to get back all the way through rewatching Tokyo fucking Ghoul. I forgot. These guys made me watch Tokyo Ghoul. They actually made it seem interesting. And everybody was begging me to watch that shit. And I finally did. And I'll save it for the video. I have a whole script written up for that video. And then I have to rewatch the whole anime so I can get clips for the video. We'll get to it. Inuyasha. Outro.
Really well, but from an aesthetic perspective and like an art style perspective, Astro Boy is the most important anime ever. I mean, like, without Astro Boy, no anime would look how it does now. Like, the big eyes, you know the big eyes you see in anime? And, like, the big, crazy eyes that sometimes it's like, wow, that's like half your face? That's Astro Boy. One thing I really love is how the author Osamu Tezuka actually kind of painted Astro Boy as a reverse Pinocchio type of character. So basically what this means is that Astro Boy is basically a perfect robot, but he wants to become more human, and the more human he becomes, the more imperfect he gets. Because innately humans are not perfect, humans are obviously flawed. And I just thought it was like such a nice little way to see things. But as for the other characters in Astro Boy, I mean, like, I'm not the biggest fan of any of them. I kind of see Astro Boy like this, a typewriter. And then newer anime is kind of like a brand new computer. Without this typewriter, there wouldn't be this big old computer right.
I really got to get better just immediately saying things, cause until I get my camera on, I can't rely on my facial expressions to exude the disgust on my face right now. Like, you were making progress there, and then you immediately doubled down on what you were saying. I mean, hey, you don't like any of the other characters in Astro Boy. That is a fine opinion to have. You can feel that way if that's what you want. But you're comparing Astro Boy to a shallow, out-of-date typewriter that nobody uses anymore to a high-end laptop that has everything you want in it. Astro Boy still holds up today. It's still usable. It still functions well. After that old video, I went and I rewatched a lot of Astro Boy, and I found I quite liked it. I think it was a decent little show. I think it's solid. It's rewatchable. You can classify it easily as retro. An old, barely functioning typewriter being compared to a high-end laptop like what I have is not a compliment. It's more of, yeah, we needed it, but we have something better now, is what it sounds like you're saying.
right here. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to type using a typewriter. But me not liking it also isn't really that big of a problem. Like, I know Astro Boy isn't made for me. I am not the target audience. I still definitely recommend checking out Astro Boy, especially the 1963 version, just because it's so cool to see how anime kind of started. Astro Boy isn't really my thing, but it could be yours, and I definitely recommend checking it out just because it's like cool to see. None of my favorite animes would ever exist without Astro Boy. Look at this Astro Boy popcorn bucket.
Speed Racer. I actually have a personal connection to this anime, so my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor always makes fun of me for watching anime. But the one anime he ever watched was Speed Racer. And when I texted him I was gonna watch it, he said one thing. Only one is good. Speed Racer. The anime follows Go Mifune, or otherwise known as Speed since his name was changed in the US localization, who wants to be the greatest race car champion. He competes in literally the craziest races ever, with his car Mach 5, with the help of his girlfriend, his family, and his pet chimp that he, for some reason, has. Speed Racer was one of the first anime to see success with an international audience, paving the way for anime globalization. After some time passed, the rights to Speed Racer went to an American company called Speed Racer Enterprises, first adapted into a cartoon in the 90s, before eventually becoming a live-action movie directed by the Wachowskis. You might actually know them as the creators of The Matrix, like one of the most popular movies of all time. Yes, it might sound crazy, but the creators of The Matrix love Speed Racer that much that they were instrumental in getting the live-action adaptation off the ground. Okay, Speed Racer was actually so famous back in the day, like literally pause this video and call your parents right now and ask if they watched it. Actually, wait.
No, my mom did not watch it. The only anime she ever watched was Sailor Moon, and she doesn't even watch that anymore, which was a wasted $300 Mother's Day gift of the entire series of Sailor Moon gone to waste.
I'm gonna do it right now. Give me a second. Dad.
Somebody.
Hey, do you know Speed Racer?
Yeah, what about it?
Oh, did you used to watch it?
It's good.
Alright, okay, bye. Yeah, see, Speed Racer, I promise you, it was a banger. While the series does follow a storyline based on 2 to 3 episode arcs, so much random stuff happens in each episode. It can literally go from him racing a huge car and it running into an oil tank, to Speed throwing hands. The level of violence is also kind of crazy to see though. Like, I swear they fire a gun in every single episode. Overall, I enjoyed Speed Racer and completely understand why my jiu-jitsu coach gave it its praise. I think the main issue I have overall with it is that although it's incredibly fun and random at times, most episodes follow the same formula where Speed races, villains tries to stop him or sabotage him, and he always wins. But at the same time, a ton of shows did that back then and still do it now. I'm looking at you, JoJo's. I could see Speed Racer being a super fun show that you could watch with your parents or something, and kind of understand the type of nostalgia they feel.
Well, that was a good brief.
Ashito no Joe. Joe is an arrogant, cocky teen who was failed by society, and the only way he can really show his emotions is through his fist. Meets his coach. The coach is like, I see something in him. He has hunger in his eyes. And Joe slacks off on his training, continues to scam the Yakuza, and eventually scams Yoko. He fights everyone in jail, but then he meets his main rival, Kishi. Joe gets one punch into the face. He comes back up, and I think that's supposed to be like the message. Like, no matter how much society puts you down, you always gotta get back up, but it also can be self-destructing. Joe leaves the jail, and now his entire purpose is becoming a professional boxer. Ashito no Joe shows off grief, PTSD, and it actually shows death. In the manga, he ends up fighting this guy called Jose. We're seeing Joe sacrifice his literal years of his life. His entire purpose, it's a 15-round fight, a slaughter fest of Joe saying, no matter what you do not throw the towel. It was so goddamn peak that I instantly put it in my top 15, top 20 all time. Ashito no Joe became a cultural phenomenon, and I'm telling a mega cultural phenomenon. It ended up selling over 20 million copies. If you've watched anime, you have seen an Ashito no Joe reference whether you like it or not. In an interview,
I have seen that reference a lot before. I didn't know what it was from, but that's really cool. Wait, was this one of the guys that hated on Ashito no Joe? Or is this somebody different? Because he seems to really like it. Where's the butt here?
interview with New Type Shonen. I grew up on 70s shonen manga like Ashita no Joe, you see. I think I have a thing for the straightforward, honest, and hot-blooded passion in shonen stories. Please, I beg everyone watch this. And please DM me and we can talk about how much we love Ashita no Joe. Because I love...
Oh, yeah, that gushing over magical girls joke and Ashita no Joe. That was really cool. Yeah, no, that was... I remember that. That was good. That was a great joke. I love that classic reference. I had no idea it was attached to this show, though.
love this, man. I fucking love it. Call the other anime men and watch Ashino Joe.
Okay.
Mazinger Z, considered to be one of the most important and influential mecha anime ever created. Many popular anime actually credit Mazinger Z as inspiration for their series. One of the most notable of these is Neon Genesis Evangelion. The creator of Evangelion, Hideaki Anno, states in an interview, "Actually, I only thought of renewing the genre. At its core, it's still Mazinger Z. I thought to myself how Mazinger Z would be if it was created today, with stuff like training the pilots in laboratories. However, this was quickly derailed." Hideaki Anno, the creator of Evangelion, goes on to state that while the rough draft of Eva was more comparable to Devilman, which is an anime series that was animated in 1972, the initial plot of Evangelion was actually more similar to Mazinger Z. When he mentions pilots, it's important to note that Mazinger Z is considered the first anime to have a mech piloted by a human on the inside, something that has become extremely common and even might even be the standard now. As for the actual anime, it's all around good.
I have never seen a mecha anime that didn't have people piloting it, other than Transformers, of course. And yeah, no, that's where it's a cool concept. I feel like a lot of mecha anime do that incredibly lazily in a shitty fashion, though. That's my opinion.
The first couple episodes do a great job at establishing the base stories along with its villains and characters and all their causes. My favorite anime of all time is Gurren Lagann, and watching Mazinger Z has made me realize how far mech animation has come. Mazinger Z is primarily an episodic series, so compared to a full base story anime, you don't get to see as much development. So while watching, I had the mindset of enjoying it as if I was watching a morning cartoon, rather than something like One Piece or something. So all in all, if any of you guys are into mech, I would recommend giving Mazinger Z a shot.
What's this?
Doraemon. A hood classic, a childhood favorite. I've met many people in my life who grew up watching this, glazing it over and over again. They all told me, you should have been there. You should have watched it as a grown up. Everyone watched it growing up. And I never heard of it when I was a kid, sadly. I mean, I was watching like SpongeBob and stuff. But now it is my time to right those wrongs and finally see what the hype was about. See what Doraemon was about. I've seen it. It's a national treasure. But to start off, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not finish Doraemon. I mean, it's going to take me forever to finish that show. It has like over 500 episodes. It's been going on since the 60s. It is an OG show. It's also an episodic show, so the storyline it's not very linear. It's set in the 22nd century, and Doraemon is actually sent from the future from his great-grandson. His great-grandson's name is Suishi, and he comes back from the future to give Doraemon back to our main character, Nobita. And essentially, Doraemon's whole goal is that apparently in the future, like his lineage is absolutely cooked. So Doraemon is there to make sure that his lineage isn't cooked, to help Nobita throughout his life so that his family can eat good and make sure they're set up for life. And the way that he helps Nobita out is gadgets. This cat, Doraemon, is OP. He has infinite gadgets. Each episode, there's a new problem. Nobita is low-key an idiot, honestly. Like, he always messes up. He always gets greedy with the gadgets, like, oh, this is OP, I'm gonna abuse it. And he abuses it, and Doraemon's like, are you serious? The show's actually super funny, honestly. Even now, there's definitely humor that we can get as adults. And the gadgets are super creative, honestly. The whole show was honestly insanely creative for its time. It was a great show. Now for historical value, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Max prestige, 99 overall, Hall of Fame level. If it would put it in the Hall of Fame of anime, it is one of the most influential shows in anime history. It originally came out in 1969, and even till 2025, this show is still having impact. Basically, every mangaka to this date references Doraemon as an inspiration, an OG of anime history. They even remastered in 2005. All these episodes, it's still going. According to The Guardian, Masahiko Komura, an LDP lawmaker in the foreign ministry at the time, appointed Doraemon as Japan's first animation ambassador. To promote Japan, Doraemon was the head figure of that. It is insane to me. I didn't even realize all this about Doraemon. Yeah. I mean, I literally just heard of Doraemon, sadly, only 5 years ago. I've seen Doraemon toys everywhere, so I'm very honored that I was able to even dive into this. I know in the past video I watched the first clip, but the first clip was only 30 seconds long, and it was like original cut, and it was literally just audio. Now for my rating of Doraemon, it is very hard to rate Doraemon since I only watched 12 episodes, and it's been going on for a long time, and I missed out on a bunch of stuff. But for the 12 episodes that I watched, I can't really give it a 1 to 10. I feel like in everyone's hearts, it's just an auto 10. I mean, it's Doraemon. But instead, I was just giving it a rating as words. I'm going to be saying Doraemon is peak. It is a must watch. I think that everyone should go back and just at least watch 10 episodes, you know?
That's a very fair assessment. That's a very fair opinion to have. I don't know whether or not he actually believes any of this, and I don't particularly care. I don't care about this dude. But it is nice that he's trying, or at least pretending to try, in an effort to convey to most people that he does mean it. I'm not him. I can't say whether or not he means it for sure.
So just get a little taste of it, see what Doraemon's about. I just wish I watched it as a kid. I'm very jealous. For anyone watching this video, anyone watching this part, influence rating, do I really have to say it's a 10 out of 10. Are you serious? This has insane impact, insane levels. One of the most influential animes of all time.
This is Mecha Anime in 2018. Oh no! We gotta pilot the mech! And this is Mecha in 1973. Cue the music. I thought Gundam was gonna be some straight Buki, I'm gonna be honest, okay? Last time I watched Mobile Suit Gundam, I actually gave it a C tier. I am so stupid for ever even thinking that. When I sat down and really just watched the anime, I could see things that I didn't see before when I only watched the first episode. One, it's dark. Gundam, I did not expect to be surprisingly dark and also the most plot-focused story. There's literally an episode where his mom realizes he's prone to like killing because he became so forced to killing. There's a lot of good and deep stuff in this story, and it's because it's the blueprint, man. You gotta watch it. This anime actually isn't episodic, but it feels like it is, and we get to see some parts of the story develop.
I didn't realize. You know what? Maybe I will check it out. And I know I'm sounding like I'm being sarcastic, but this was one of the guys who I felt was most level-headed. Even though I did shit on him quite a bit, I did feel like out of the group, he was one of the more level-headed there when it came to anime. But no, that all that does sound pretty cool. I think that's cool.
As it goes on. But what I think is even cooler is the art style, bro. How did they cook this hard in 1973?
I mean, it's not my art style, but okay, if that's what he likes about it, that's cool. That's cool.
My goodness, Mobile Suit Gundam designs in itself could literally be in like the top 5 character designs I've ever like seen in my life.
Oh,
the director of the anime, Yoshiyuki
there.
Tomino, was part of the World War II generation, so he used Gundam and the time he was born to create a realistic war scenario. You can so easily see this with Zeon. Do you guys not see the resemblance right here? Look at Zeon. Before Gundam, we had shows like Mazinger Z, which was literally cool robots with cool powers defeating monsters in an episodic anime of the week style, you know. Well, guess what? Gundam was the first not to follow the order. Gundam changed the formula. We see our 15-year-old MC Amuro Ray go from a normal young kid to someone who literally fights with PTSD and grief on his side. On top of this, he becomes desensitized to mass murder and war. Like, there is real stuff going on in this anime. Obviously, it's still a kid show, it's catered towards teens, but there was like a lot of death in this story. Now let's talk about influence. If you think you were influential, well, think again. Because Gundam has literally influenced every single mecha anime, whether you like it or not. Blood Iron Orphans, you heard of that? Evangelion, you heard of that?
Yep.
Gurren Lagann, you heard of that? 86, you heard of that?
Yep.
You know what's crazy too? You would think this anime is probably one of the most popular anime of all time. Well, you're wrong. Actually, the only reason you like Gundam right now is because of Bandai Namco and the amount of Gunplas that were sold. They cultivated an entire audience who loved the model kits, which helped keep the franchise alive. The merchandise aspect of Gundam is the reason the fandom has lasted for 40 years and become one of the most successful franchises of all time. Without merchandise sales as the backbone of the series, we may never have gotten the multi-billion-dollar enterprise we have today, and we need to thank Gundam 0079 or the original Mobile Suit Gundam for that. So if there's anyone who says you should not watch Gundam or that Gundam was not important, just literally for 1 second, just talk to them and slap them in the face because they have no idea how popular the series is, how influential the series is, and how much money the Gunplas in the series has made. Like, bro, he deserves a bag.
Okay.
The second anime that I've been tasked with watching today is Lady Oscar the Rose of Versailles. It was a
Oh god, how have I not gotten used to that shit yet? You look so stupid. Oh, okay.
story written by Ryoko Ikeda, and she was known for combining her political narratives with romantic themes in her shoujo work.
That is so
It's
dumb.
essentially about a woman named Oscar Francois de Jarges. I hope I said that right. Please tell me if I didn't. but it's essentially about a woman who grew up as a man. And this all happened because her father, who happened to be the general of the Royal Guard, decided he wanted his son to follow in his footsteps. But unfortunately for him, he already had 4 daughters, and when he had his 5th, turned out to be another girl, so he decided to raise her as a man. It's also important to know that because she grew up as a man, she was constantly ignoring her feminine qualities. She then went on to serve Marie Antoinette before her eventual ruling as queen. Besides Marie Antoinette...
Was this in their... Was this in... I don't remember this in the tier list. And yeah, no, this does sound cool. I mean, I would watch this, but I don't know why they're talking about it. Was this... Okay. Oh, I mean, they did provide sources, and the video is entertaining enough. I'll give it a like. I still think they're full of most of them are full of shit, but I mean, cool. I don't remember this being in. What, I gotta get over it.
Historical figures such as King Louis XVI, Maximilien Robespierre, and General Zarzé are woven into the story alongside original characters. Now, this anime is intriguing because it painted an ugly picture showcasing how the poor people lived compared to the people within Versailles, who lived a fat life filled with luxury and had such trivial issues. I can easily see how influential this story is, not because it's gripping, but because of how it shaped shoujo itself. And I'll read a quote.
If the emphasis on familial love and parental attachment seems unusual, it is important to remember that the imbrication of familial love and romantic love is a common trope in shoujo manga, especially in the 1970s as the genre was transitioning away from narratives aimed at younger readers.
Akira paved the way for the medium, including serious historical and political themes, including class conflict, ethics of revolution, and court issues. Because of how personal these relationships feel, it gives the story the freedom it needs in order for you to care about politics. And when it comes to gender, the story will 100% push the boundaries of what's defined normal when it comes to the role of a woman. Lady Oscar is a character written with power and authority. She's constantly at a discourse when it comes to her own ideas.
You know what's funny about this? I guarantee it, that if you mention this anime to half of the feminists in the world, or to all the feminists in the world, more than half of them would shit on it. Who agrees with me? Who agrees with me? Come on. We all know it's true.
Identity and her own expectations. The Rose of Versailles prove that shoujo can be about women and talk politics or revolution at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, as you guys can see, that this anime or story is probably one of the most influential shoujo works of all time, and in general, one of the most influential anime of all time. Now, personally, I really enjoyed this anime, and I would recommend it to anyone wanting to give it a watch.
Urusei Yatsura. Where do I begin? Basically, the show starts off with an alien invasion on Earth, which can...
Yeah, why are you guys... Lucky pause there for me, but why are you guys apologizing for this one? You guys ranked this S tier. Because of, well, her. Obviously.
Only be stopped if the main character, Ataru, wins a game of tag against Lum, an alien, which she does, but I don't think I can show that scene on YouTube. The thing is, his girlfriend promises to marry him if he ends up winning, which is misunderstood by Lum, who is actually the one who ends up marrying Ataru. But from that point on, it feels kind of episodic. I say this because a lot of the episodes revolve around Ataru messing things up, and Lum comes in and eventually fixes it, which causes some divide between the two, which is ultimately fixed by the end of the episode. 1 minute things are totally fine, and then the next Ataru is getting chased by Lum's ex-husband who turns into like a big gorilla thing. It's actual chaos most of the time, and it's completely unpredictable what happens next. But that also makes it really interesting and fun to watch. I see a lot of similarities with this anime and more recent animes, mostly when it comes to character writing. The main character Ataru closely resembles those characters that are lazy, low-life, and even slightly perverted. Those characters that you see in a lot of recent animes. Maybe even early parts of Naruto, some characters from One Piece, ReZero, Rent-a-Girlfriend, those types of animes. But it is a big reason why we see a lot of anime mirror this type of style nowadays. I think arguably the biggest contribution that Urusei Yatsura has made to anime...
It was influential, it was funny, it was cool. You guys ranked it S tier. Why are we apologizing for this? Why? You're wasting my time and I can't even skip because YouTube won't let me fucking skip! Can we move on? Please. For the love of anime. Please, can we hurry this along? Why are we talking about Urusei Yatsura? You guys loved it. You loved it. She was hot. You said so. Let's move on.
Overall, is creating the waifu concept. Everyone knows what that is, and it has become a huge cornerstone to anime in general. Lum, one of the main characters in this anime, is considered the first waifu of all time, pioneering.
Yeah, you want to know why? You want to know what? Where the terminology waifu came from? Waifu came from a Japanese class, or my bad, an anime where there's an English class going on, and one of the main characters was looking at a photo of somebody very attractive on their phone. And the male English teacher came up and pointed at her and said, "Waifu," trying to teach them a new word as is his job as the English teacher. But due to his accent, his funny accent, he pronounced it as waifu, and that's how the famous terminology was born. It was I don't think it was even in the manga. It was a funny coincidence. That's the history of the term waifu. Anyways, class is over. Again, can we move along?
This concept that has become so common that virtually every anime uses it is actually crazy. And not only that, she is considered the first tsundere, something that's become a very common personality type across pretty much every anime. Urusei Yatsura.
It's funny because right here you showed Toradora, and you guys ripped that to pieces. And I don't see that on this list either. You guys are explaining Urusei Yatsura here, which you guys loved, but you're not and you're going to cite Toradora, but you're not going to apologize for Toradora, which you guys ripped into pieces. No, you're going to apologize and explain the anime you enjoyed, the one you gave respect to. But not Toradora. Not Angel Beats. Not what's the other one called? Violet Evergarden. No. You're not going to apologize for those. You're not going to explain those. No. Urusei Yatsura, the S tier. That's what we're going to talk about here. That's what we're going to fucking talk. Great.
It was actually the author's first commercially successful story, which made it a stepping stone for her other works. And not only that, a lot of people attribute anime works straight to Urusei Yatsura. Notably, the creator of Evangelion, as well as Studio Gainax, who contribute some of the studio's creation to Urusei Yatsura. I mean, just based on the waifu fact alone, Urusei Yatsura is one of the most influential anime of all time, and I would highly recommend watching it.
Yeah, you guys already recommended it. You guys fucking loved it.
The year is 1982. Michael Jackson just dropped Thriller. The Epcot ball was finished. But most importantly, Macross came out. And no, it's not this Macross or that one. How many Macrosses are there? Okay, it's the Super Dimension Fortress Macross. But first, maybe a little context on how Macross came to be. Studio Nue was a design group that consisted of these guys, who worked along Artland to make Macross. And Shoji Kawamori is basically the godfather of Macross because his involvement in the series has literally spanned decades. If you want to find out more in depth about how Macross was actually made, I definitely suggest checking out this video. It's like super informative and it's really good. Now I know what you guys might be wondering. No, Sam, what happens in Macross? The question you should be asking is, Sam, what doesn't happen in Macross? Are you a romance person? Well, boom, here's like a super well written and constructed romance.
I feel like they're overcompensating. They're overcompensating. For all the wrong reasons. Where's Angel Beats? Where's Toradora? Where's Violet Evergarden? Where's Attack on Titan? They shat on Attack on Titan. Oh yeah.
Romance triangle that sometimes turns into like a romance square because there's like 4 people. And if you want action, they got these crazy mecha fights that is like so insane looking. And you want music, it has some of the best anime songs you will ever hear. I won't really go into a summary that much because I kind of want you guys to experience Macross for yourself. But like basically there's like this really big admit, like, for 1982, they were pretty optimistic on how futuristic, like, society would be in 2008. Like, let's actually see what happened in 2008.
Soaring gas price. That 1.5x speed there thing was a pretty good reference too. That was, I'll give them credit for that.
Falling home prices and rising unemployment.
Okay, maybe 2008 wasn't that good. So the story surrounds our main character, Hikaru, and the other main character / freaking awesome idol singer, Min-Mei. Their dynamic I thought was really cool and interesting. You guys have to thank Min-Mei for Japanese idol representation in anime. Slight spoiler here, the enemy that they're fighting while they're on the Macross is this big race of giant aliens, and they're actually only ever taught one thing: war. It immediately brings in, for me at least, like the nature versus nurture debate. These people were born and bred for war. Everything they do surrounds war. Is it really their fault that they're constantly fighting each other and fighting other races and planets and people? And it's really interesting to see these like innately bad warriors like try and become good. As my great friend Parthenox once said, "What is better, to be born good or to overcome evil through great effort?" I think that quote is a perfect representation of my...
That's actually a great example of my favorite philosophical questions. Who is the better person? The person who never has any evil urges at all, or the person that constantly has evil urges but chooses not to act on them? That is my favorite philosophical question to ask people. Who is the better person? One who feels no evil, or one who feels evil but does not do? I'm tired. I'm really tired. We need to wrap this up.
Macross. I also think the characters are really good. My personal favorite being Hayase. I thought she was kind of cool. Also, Captain Global. I swear, bro, his hat gets bigger in every episode. I thought I was tripping. The influence of Macross can literally be seen everywhere. The Japanese idol representation, these great musical themes, and I think the way it presents its like really rich and complex storyline along with its like really good characters can be seen throughout all other anime ever. I loved it. Macross showed that in a time of anime that a lot of times was kind of meant for kids, there could be this beautiful work of art that has such good storytelling and music. I implore you to check out Macross. Alright guys, I'm riding in my spaceship because my boyfriend is a pilot. Anyway, check out Macross. It's dope.
Okay.
Okay, in the last video, we gave Captain Tsubasa's first episode a C tier, and I have no clue why. We should have at least given it a minimum B. And after the first episode, it falls off an upward hill and goes to the moon because it gets...
Funny, I thought they were actually going to stand by something they said. Guess not.
So good! You're automatically thrown into the story without any fluff. And the rivalry versus the unstoppable force Tsubasa and the immovable object Wakabayashi. Then you're introduced to my personal favorite character who my BJJ coach would have loved. Professional Brazilian soccer player Roberto, who has literally the craziest backstory for a kid show. Like, I was watching this and tearing up, bro. This anime is not only pure entertainment, but also has a ton of comedic moments. And it'll make you want to just pick up soccer and start playing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been missing jiu-jitsu recently, and it literally made me want to just get back and start going while watching all these players be like so wholesome and like uplift each other. It was beautiful. The most obvious connection to Captain Tsubasa is Gulak, and this might be a hot take, don't grill me, but I actually enjoyed Captain Tsubasa more than Gulak. I love Gulak, but Captain Tsubasa just made me feel something else. There's just something about watching someone extremely talented also wanting to create a great team environment not fueled by ego. It's just wholesome. Captain Tsubasa is genuinely one of the most feel-good anime I've ever watched. The relationship with Tsubasa and his teammates, and especially his coach Roberto, is just awesome to see. The only criticism I would give this show is that the pacing's a bit slow, but luckily there's also a 2018 version, so if you want something a little faster paced, I would recommend watching that. If you like Gulak or any sports anime for this matter, I would 100,000% recommend watching Captain Tsubasa.
Alright. Nice, efficient, to the point.
So I'm here to talk about the burning statement that has quite literally pissed off the entire anime community. Goku with a tail. I've never seen that before. I've never really watched Dragon Ball. I don't know, it just wasn't something I picked up. I knew about it. In modern iterations, I didn't really see Goku with one, so I never really did a double take. And then when we watched the first episode, I was like, oh, you know, maybe it's funny if I poke fun at the fact that he has a tail. I'm like, what? No way he has one. So what's even worse, I'm Hispanic, so that's half my family that has banished me from ever setting foot in Mexico ever again. And I know how prevalent Dragon Ball Z is to like the Hispanic community, and I have basically disappointed every single one of them. And I am here to say I have failed as an anime fan, and I want to fix that. Essentially, Dragon Ball is about a kid named Son Goku who finds a girl named Bulma, then they go look for Dragon Balls, and they get stronger, then they get into tournaments, and then they fight, and then they look for the Dragon Balls again, because after summoning the dragon, you get one wish, and then they scatter.
I wonder if they're going to apologize for implying that there's something romantic going on between Bulma and Goku, when there absolutely fucking wasn't. Not even a little bit. I wonder.
They're all over the world, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to talk about why Dragon Ball is probably one of the most important fictional stories of all time. So Toriyama found inspiration from Disney and Osamu Tezuka, who was the creator of Astro Boy, but essentially he watched 101 Dalmatians and Astro Boy, and he got inspired from both those two and created his first story called Dr. Slump. And it won multiple awards after being on Shonen Jump for 4 or 5 years. So yeah, it's pretty successful. But shortly after he found this success, he decided to pivot and create another story called Dragon Boy, not Dragon Ball. Don't get that mixed up. And of course, after Dragon Boy, he started working on Dragon Ball, and you can see there's clear inspirations from Journey to the West. Dragon Ball was originally modeled after the ancient Chinese legend Sayuki, Journey to the West, also known as the Monkey King or even Monkey. In Sayuki, Son Goku is a powerful monkey born from a stone. Instead of being asked by Bulma to help find Dragon Balls, he is asked by Sanzo, a priest, to go from China to India in search of sacred sutras.
Yeah, even I knew
so
that.
that's why there's a tail on Goku. Yeah, I get that now. I get it. But yeah, basically something that shows how important and significant Dragon Ball was to people who decided to pick up the stories from an article that I found. Basically, Eiichiro Oda, who used to be a manga assistant, he was assistants with other people as well, and they all shared the same shorthand. Make the surface and the background of this panel like the ground on planet Namek. This gets it across to everyone. This is our common ground, Dragon Ball. This kind of shows how important the story is because it echoed across a generation of manga artists, and if that isn't significant, then I don't know what is. Seriously, Oda talking about Dragon Ball like this? Come on. Anyway, the reach of Dragon Ball was insane, especially when it hit the US in the 90s. Everyone was talking about it all over the globe. It was reaching people who worked in the industry, who were fans of anime, fans of manga, or just people who were new to it. Like, it was globally insane. So I'm not too far into this series where people's main assumption of it is just big guys yelling and non-stop fighting, but from what I've been reading, there's a lot of humility, heart, creativity, humor, comedy, and it's all etched into one.
You gonna comment on calling One Punch Man pedophilic yet, or what? You gonna get there anytime soon, or is that never gonna be addressed either? Like everything else that you shat on.
Beautiful series, Dragon Ball. Toriyama, has had a massive impact on the world, to be honest.
He doesn't believe a word of what he's saying.
I didn't feel it as heavy as I do now. And at the time, the whole world was stunned. Everyone was saying things about Mexico. I'm not sure how accurate it is, but they said the cartel had a ceasefire because of his passing. But anyways, guys, it is clear to me that the reach of Toriyama is global, and I'm never gonna mistake Goku not having a tail ever again.
Gunbuster. Go Buster. And keep in mind, it is only 6 episodes long. And I loved every second of it. I wish it was longer. Gunbuster starts off with another girl as a main character, and her name is Noriko.
Hello.
They're essentially fighting these aliens that keep attacking Earth. They go and fight the mother of these aliens. Basically, Gunbuster obliterates all of them and destroys the final alien. I was like, yo, Gunbuster busted. They completely eradicate the aliens. The nuke absolutely disintegrates everything. And it cuts. It shows Noriko and Kazumi in space and Gunbuster. Gunbuster's completely destroyed. They've realized that it's going to take thousands of years to get back to Earth. Everyone they know and love will be gone. 12,000 years have passed. As they approach the hometown of Okinawa, they get the greatest message of all time. The lights turn on in the city in kanji, basically translating to welcome home. Gunbuster was also the debut of Evangelion director, which is kind of crazy. That was his first gateway basically into anime, his first hit. As we know, Evangelion inspired so many anime. It inspires anime to this day, has one of the greatest stories of all time. Also, Gurren Lagann, the mech is completely from Gunbuster. And without Gunbuster, Evangelion would have been made. If Evangelion never made, all these other animes would have been made. But we're starting to see more stuff inspired by Gunbuster in these recent years, and I'm excited to see how many more shows pull from Gunbuster. I want to give Gunbuster 10 in my heart. It's very hard to rate since it's only 6 episodes. I really wish it was 12 episodes. That's all I'm asking for, 12 episodes. It's okay in my top 10. I'm not gonna lie, it's in my top 10. Please watch Gunbuster.
Fire.
Evangelion is one of those anime that you will come away with and you will feel a strong emotion of something. It could be happiness, it could be disgust, it could be sadness, it could be revulsion. And I know this entire review and description is kind of vague, but I feel like Evangelion is the only anime I can kind of do that for. Evangelion was made 30 years ago, and people still talk about it like it was made yesterday. Evangelion gets brought up everywhere. You go to any anime store, they got Evangelion front row. They got Evangelion right there. They got Evangelion there. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I cannot possibly tell you the influence and importance that Evangelion has over the entire history of anime in this video.
Then don't. You've been spending the half of the entire fucking video talking about Evangelion.
There are so many deep dive videos about Evangelion, about Anno, that are done so well that I highly recommend you watch. Watch like that one, watch that one, watch that one. This one's really cool. I think Shinji's loneliness and self-consciousness is done so well. I know a lot of people don't like Shinji because he's like a whiny character, but dude, he's a 14-year-old. And actually a sad fact, a lot of the character's depressive elements are actually stemmed directly from Hideaki Anno's own battle with depression. And while it is really sad, I think it also is an example to why these characters' problems feel so real and visceral and guttural. It perfectly shows how terrible loneliness can be to a person and how much we starve and yearn for human connection. Anyway, I love Evangelion, but that doesn't mean you will, but that's perfectly okay. Evangelion is just one of those things that whether you love it or hate it, you will, like I said, without a doubt.
Remember when they said the only redeeming quality of the first episode was this girl? Do you remember that? I remember that.
Remember it.
Inuyasha, here we go.
Let's talk about Inuyasha. Inuyasha is that one anime where every single person thought the main character was a girl at one point. Like, come on, you can't even lie. You thought Inuyasha was a girl. And after Cade and Aiden ranked it a D tier, I felt inclined to watch it because I feel like they were probably not in the right mind while they're watching it or something. I've been recommended this anime so many times and I'm so excited to have finally watched it. Inuyasha follows Kagome, a modern schoolgirl transported to feudal Japan where she frees the half-demon Inuyasha. Together they hunt the scattered Chacon jewel shards, blending action, romance, and Japanese folklore. Regarding the historical value, you probably already heard about Rumiko Takahashi from Jeremy, but this is one of her other great work, and she's literally considered the GOAT. Inuyasha brought shonen fantasy romance to international audiences in the early 2000s. It became a staple of Toonami and Adult Swim, introducing Western viewers to anime beyond Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. Long before the modern isekai boom, series like Inuyasha, Visions of Escaflowne, and Or Battler Doombind, that's a cool name by the way, represented Japan's early forays into portal fantasy, serving as clear predecessors to today's isekai. This anime is awesome. Best way I could describe Inuyasha to all modern day anime fans is kind of like a combo of Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen. The feudal Japan era is just such a sick vibe, bro. One of Inuyasha's strongest points is definitely the character designs. Like in a lot of the anime, the cool designs will be reserved for like the villains and main characters, but in Inuyasha, every single person has cool designs, especially the demons. Like this one frog dude, or my personal favorite, the Thunder Brother Monten, because I relate to him since he's also suffering from male pattern baldness. Basically, there's no bland characters, and this show gets dark. There's this one episode where this mom's kid literally burns to death and haunts her. That's kind of crazy. Overall, I have absolutely zero bad things to say about Inuyasha. It just blends shonen elements combined with rom-com so well, and it kind of reminds me of Dandadan. If you love Dandadan, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, or just anime in general, you need to check out Inuyasha. Well, there it is. We reviewed anime like we should have in the first place. But before we wrap things up, there's one more thing we wanted to touch on. There's this comment from the
Angel Beats, Toradora, Attack on Titan, Violet Evergarden, God knows what else. Come on. You got one more thing to mention? Mention one of those, because you guys fucking pissed me. One Punch Man and your absolute hypocrisy in the previous video. What else you guys gotta say? This dude will never stop scowling, will he? Not unless he put him up in a pretty dress like he was in earlier. At least this guy seems to have cheered up. This guy still seems chill. This guy seems to be having fun. This guy doesn't know why he's here. and you are still seemingly the lead in the group. So come on, Angel Beats. God knows what else. I am so tired. It's 10:30 at night. I've been at this for nearly 4 hours now.
The last video that actually hit really hard, and it not only perfectly deconstructed what we did wrong in that video, but it also just... Here, let me just read it out. Have you even encountered an anime that changed your worldview? Any series that speaks to you? A character you resonate with? A scene you cried about? Yeah, so even though the last video would contradict our answer to this question, the answer is yes. So we want to take some time to talk about how much anime has affected our lives. The TheAnimeMen didn't start because we wanted clout, or the fame, or even the money. We started it because we were a group of friends who loved watching anime and making videos together. As cringy as it sounds, anime quite literally brought us all together. And this whole situation really made us realize how we've taken anime for granted. Anime allowed us to travel the world, meet lifelong friends, and make stuff that we were truly proud of. But anime has also been there for us at our lowest points, through loneliness, through breakups, and through failure. But if there's one thing that's never changed, it's that anime has always been a love letter to the world. From the old to the new, anime has always been an art form for these creators to express themselves. Whether it's about love, grief, pain, strength, forgiveness, motivation, self-acceptance, and most importantly for us, friendship.
Well, that was very sweet. Okay, so they opened strong, then they ended strong, and then very clearly the middle to back end of this was all clearly just a bunch of bullshit.